Hey, it's okay, you're welcome.
How do you know the songs?
Well, come to think of it, kid, honestly, I could go on and on. I could explain every natural phenomenon. The tide, the grass, the ground. That was Maui just messing around. I killed him, eel, I buried his guts. Sprouted a tree, now you got coconuts. What's the lesson? What is the takeaway? Don't mess with Maui when he's on the breakaway. And the tapestry here on my skin is the map of the victories I win. Look where I did, I make everything happen. Look at that mini Maui, just tippy tap, tap, tap.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the return edition of the Good Bit podcast. I'm very, very excited to be here, almost too excited. And we're back for the new year. Happy New Year everybody, for a very special episode here. It is our top 10 movies of 2016, and this episode is very special for three reasons. Number one, this is our return edition to the show. Number two, we are all currently topless. And number three, with the absolutely amazing panel that are joining me today. It's an all-star panel of Good Bit history. First of all, joining me as pair is Mr. Ewan Ferguson.
Hi.
How are you? Are you okay?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Yes, New Year, happy.
Yes. Hope Santa was good to you.
Aye, Santa was no bad, man.
He was also not bad to me. Also joining me, making her return to the Good Bit, is the absolutely beautiful Leanne McMaster.
Hi. Hi.
You've not been on since number 3, have you?
No, I came on to talk about Sausage Party.
Oh, so you did, that's right.
War Dogs? No.
Yeah, maybe.
Aye.
The Purge.
Purge.
Yeah. So I'm glad you're back. Number 3 was the highest listened to episode.
Of course.
Because you're on fucking cough over that way. And okay, ladies and gentlemen, on episode 10 we announced that this would be the last time that Aaron Dockard would ever be on the show. I'm here 2 months later. He is back for a one-off, one time only. Welcome back to the show, Aaron Dockard.
It's nice to be here. Are you okay?
Hi, I'm just, you
I don't know what this
definitely be
accent
back
is.
again.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
No, this is
Okay,
one time
well,
only.
there's a one time
How many episodes have passed?
2.
3.
Well, that's not very impressive.
No, it's not at all. It's not at all. And you know, I understand why. I mean, people are just too busy to do the podcast.
I'm not. I'm here.
I'm joking.
Were you looking at me?
No, I was looking into the distance.
When that?
No, I'm joking.
You were supposed to be the new co-host.
Oh yeah. Have
Have
you been on every podcast since?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No,
I did one with Becca, Brody, and Leanne,
I wasn't invited to that one.
and then it was me, you, and Mason.
Aye, that was a nice one.
And I
But
think
you
that's
didn't do
it.
No, but you didn't put that up.
No, I did. We did it again, and I put it up here when Mason came here.
So we did that.
Yeah, but that was like nothing. It was meant to be about Doctor Strange, and Mason just moaned about Suicide Squad for about 40 minutes. So I was like, okay, we'll just call this one
Oh, did he
more
moan about
Suicide
it?
Squad talk. But yeah, this is a big
Doctor Squad.
Strange Squad.
Doctor Strange Squad.
Well, this is a very, very special episode because we're here rounding up a great year for movies. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen a lot of very good movies this year, and we've talked about them and documented our trips and stuff on the show. So this will be fun to sort of round up our favourites.
Yeah.
You've all made your lists.
Yeah.
Yes.
How difficult / easy was that for
So hard.
you to do? Difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I've not.
Someone barked. That's awful.
Sure it wasn't.
That's
you.
awful.
It was about 2 seconds ago.
Was it?
Yes.
It smells. Who did that?
To be fair, it was. I did just do an awful one.
I didn't do anything. I'm a lady.
I saw my. I mean, I didn't do it either. So yeah. So how was it making the lists? Good.
It's easy.
I thought it was going to be a lot harder than it was.
I just picked 10 films that I like the most, and then I ranked them. What is happening?
So welcome Ewan back to the show. the first podcast me and Ewan ever done, he was so hungover. I'm starting to have flashbacks to that.
And then Gregor's gonna pull me up, say, "You sounded like an absolute net."
Yeah. You sound like you smoked 6 fags before the podcast. You're like, Gregor, I did.
Did they listen to this?
On occasion.
Brew just came
Ian
out.
doesn't.
Brew just came out.
Right, go and clean yourself up. Well, please excuse Ewan for being a bit of a mess here on episode number 14 or whatever.
I need to start again.
This is good. I want to have a new format to the show.
Fucking hell.
Ewan, I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening. This is a new format to the show. I want to do it monthly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, you said.
In January, I want to do it twice, right? So this edition, and then at the end of January, and then it'll be a February episode, and then a March episode, blah blah blah. and make it longer and more, cover more stuff. Instead of just not doing an episode at all, or doing too many episodes. What do you think?
Yeah.
Since you're not going to be here.
It sounds
I'm
good.
not.
Aaron will be listening every month though.
Well, how have you been? How's your escapades been since you've left the show?
Fantastic.
Fantastic. It's been about 3 months.
Has it?
Yeah.
Has it?
Yeah, September was the last
Seems
one.
longer. It's been good. It's been a good bit.
Yeah, it has been a good bit. Have you shared the good bit with any of your friends?
Actually, give it a shot.
Yes. I've recommended it. I've not listened to it. I've not. I listened to your rap chat though.
Oh god, yeah.
Most of it.
There's some bad
It
stuff.
took-
It took me about 5 different train journeys to listen to the full thing.
It's so long.
Yeah, it's 2 hours 40 something.
Hmm.
It was good fun. I was on the rap chat episode 13, I think. Christmas
Yeah.
I
special.
feel like you're never gonna stop talking about that.
Ever. Unless they invite me back, and then it's a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
I
mean?
said to Gregor that I was disappointed.
Yeah.
In the episode.
No, not in the episode.
Alright.
The episode was fine. I fucking hated that episode. Sorry.
You're still bleeping.
No.
No, it's explicit now.
Fuck.
Oh, yesin.
I thought it was going to be more fun. You know what I mean?
Tell your story.
What story?
Oh my god, you're talking to
You spoke to Gregor and you said you were disappointed.
We are so bad for
I'm disappointed that he didn't invite me on as well, and he fucking chose Fran instead.
Yeah, so Gregor's listened to the good bit before, but Ian hasn't, right? So Ian was like,
How dare.
Has he not?
Ian was like, what did he say? It was like, I think this is great because, what you're going to hear on this show is different from what you're going to hear on Chris's podcast, because the good bit is obviously just what we do, but just for younger people. And I was like, you have no idea. We just sit here and kid on that we're drunk and stuff. And just...
That's for young people.
Well, that kind of is.
Okay, so we're going to our top 10. We've all seen a lot of movies this year, and we're going to discuss our favourites of the year. Have you got any movies that we really didn't like this year? Really didn't like.
I hated. Me and Ewan went to see it. The Witch. Fucking awful.
Yeah.
Was that this year?
Yeah, that was this year, I think. Yeah, it was. It was just so
When you
bad.
say this year, do you mean 2016 or 17?
Well, yeah,
2016.
2016.
Yeah, okay.
It was just so bad because it was supposed to be terrifying, but
Just thought of something.
I think Ian, I just called him Ian.
but
I think
everyone
Ian's
loved it. Ian, like the rap chat loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The Witch, like,
It just wasn't. It wasn't scary. It was like anytime there was supposed to be like a sort of scary moment, instead they just cut and have like 3 random scenes of like a witch screaming with a crow biting her tit
Yeah.
or something.
Sounds like a
Something
film that
like
the Rapture would like.
Who did I see Dad's Army with?
Wasn't me.
Was it you?
I refused to see it.
no.
I saw it though.
Did I see it with you?
No, I saw it with Kaylee.
Dad's Army, the movie.
I
Shout out to
liked
Kaylee.
it.
What?
No, I did. It was just a bit. It wasn't as good as the show.
It's already
obviously.
the movie.
It wasn't funny.
Ugh, it was just a bit nostalgic.
No.
I
wrong.
wasn't a huge fan of Independence Day Resurgence. I gave Aaron a rant on one of the episodes about that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
Probably my least favourite movie of the year. The new Purge was okay, not my favourite though.
You enjoyed it when we first saw it, and then just come underwater there.
But now it's just kind of like,
And
I
then
don't
you
want
got.
to see it ever again.
Well, don't then.
You don't need to.
I know, I'm saying I didn't.
Grimsby.
Oh,
Grimsby.
Grimsby
I
was.
thought Grimsby was okay.
Oh, shut up.
Well, for what it was, I suppose,
It was
did its job.
atrocious.
But
It
it's,
did
but it's
job.
Sacha Baron
It was-
Corbin. Do you know what I mean? So it's not going to be anything more
It
than
was just so. It
Borat-esque.
was so
No,
bad.
it wasn't Borat-esque.
It wasn't. It was
too
just.
far.
Yeah, Borat's
awful.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of mine aren't like.
It's the top
It's
10.
a lot about It's a lot about the experience as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
as-
that's what-
I'm
yeah.
all about the
Me
experience.
too.
I know that's what my number 10 is fully because of the
That's why
experience.
Steve Jobs is not on this list.
Oh, was that this year?
That was
No,
2015.
that
That
was
was
2015.
2015.
Was it?
Have we
Yeah.
discussed that?
Well, we went to see Steve Jobs one night, and beforehand, I had dinner here at my house, and
No, we had a cheeky.
You
Yeah,
and
we went at Cheeky Nando's that.
were you all
Tuesday
together?
inside.
So you all went to Nando's.
You were
Yeah.
invited, Chris.
I'm gonna
This
go.
was before you. This was when you were a Nando's virgin.
Well, no, I had a Nando's years ago and didn't like it, so I hadn't gone back. But
That's
now-
what happened to me.
Yeah. So I
I've
was at
not really
Nando's
gone
virgin
back
for a while.
since that.
Yeah, true.
We went for this.
So when we were watching the film, and literally minutes before the end of the film, Aaron walked up or stood up, walked out the cinema. It just looked as if he was going to pass out.
Spewed my guts out.
That's disgusting.
It was literally the last. It was like it was the end of the movie. Like the credits came
I
up
know.
as he left the room.
I knew, I
Such
knew,
a
I
beautiful
knew.
moment of the film as
I knew
well.
it was the end. I knew it was the end. I just, I couldn't just go like the person.
But that would have been a good story.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
would be good at the time.
But yeah, that was an experience. That was 2015.
Yeah, that's right.
But I still loved that movie, even
It was
though
a
the
good
whole way
movie,
through I was
yeah.
like,
I'm
Don't do it.
not interested in watching again. I watched
I don't
Passengers.
know. I think I might.
Yeah, you might.
I'm gonna.
experience changes, doesn't it, when you watch it
Aye.
differently? Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I saw Passengers the other day with Fraser,
Same.
and
Not with Fraser.
I liked it. But again, I said to my dad this morning, because he watched it this morning, I said it's not something that I'm looking forward to going back to straight away. Maybe in a little while when I'm making my top 10 movies of 2017. But wait, that was 2016.
I'm going to see it tonight.
Doesn't matter.
What?
My cinema
Passengers.
experience of that was rubbish.
No, it was quite funny, my experience.
No, my like in the cinema.
Yeah. We loved it.
I totally blacked out, forgot we were recording, and just had like a little conversation
I
with
didn't even notice.
I didn't even know.
She was like, I'm going tonight. I was like, how you going?
What we done about Passengers, the experience was
My
good.
experience was shit.
Oh,
Shit. Because I had nachos and they weren't nice.
Nah.
And also I wanted a hot dog and I didn't have any hot dogs, and also the paying system at the cinema was weird. You couldn't pay for it, you had to pay for it. What?
thank you very much, Ewan.
What's going on?
I don't know.
What does it?
This is the most unprofessional I've ever been in my life. No, that's a
Really?
lie.
Shall we start again?
The top 10.
Top 10 films of the year. Oh, what else was I going to say? Yeah, I saw Assassin's Creed last night in 4DX.
Yes, indeed.
And for those unfamiliar with 4DX, it's one of those things where it's like you're part of the movie sort of thing. You wear the 3D glasses and the chair moves and you get massaged and punched in the back.
4D.
Sounds great.
4D
Extra.
experience, I guess. Do you think? Experience 4D?
4D.
Yeah, 4D.
Because it's 3D.
Xylophone.
4D.
But extras and
The
from
only word I know that starts with X is xylophone, so it's got to be that.
Wonderful.
X-ray.
Yeah, so the thing I was really impressed with the most about the 4DX thing was the scent point of it. You could smell stuff. Like
You smell.
there was a bit where someone was in, like doing the gardening and you could smell like pollen and stuff. I thought it was really cool.
That
Nice
would
wee
be good
touch.
if you've got hay fever.
I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to start sneezing now. But the thing that annoyed me the most about it was the fight scenes, as I said, because you're literally getting punched in the back. But there was really cool things. I would recommend 4DX not for a movie that you're thinking you're going to love. Do you know what I mean?
For a bit of fun.
Yeah,
Just
if you're going, you're not fussed about the movie, but you'd like to see it and you want an experience, I totally recommend it. It's a good laugh. Me and the Frasers were howling, but
Funny if you got drunk.
oh, the
No,
people in the
because
cinema were
it's
looking at us, man. They were like, because we were just laughing because the chair was moving. Like it was like an advert for The Voice was coming on, and the chair was moving for that.
Oh, really?
Well, I am was on the screen, we're going. It's funny.
What does the chair move for that?
Yeah. It was like a countdown to The Voice, and like these lights were flashing at the sides and stuff. It was cool. I'd recommend it, but not for like. But you were saying Rogue One, Leanne. I don't think I'd go for Rogue
I'm
One.
no, well,
I'd go for Rogue
after
One.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
Don't see the first time. Yeah,
So I've seen it, not the first time, but once if
Still
if
can't
you've
get
seen a
over
movie.
that scene.
yeah, and I'm sure it'll come up at some point.
Definitely.
Right, shall we get into this now because it's going to take a little while.
Yep.
We were expecting another guest, so what I was going to do was we were going to run through 10 to 6 quickly. Now that one's gone, shall we just go one each?
Yeah, why not?
10, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, do that?
yeah.
Cool. What order shall we go?
Do you mean?
I'll go first. Do it in order. I've written this down. I'll go first, then Leanne, then you, and then Aaron.
Definitive decision.
We good for that? Cool. Okay, top 10 movies of the year. I'll do my honourable mentions at the end because then I'll review, like, if I do them now, then you'll know which ones aren't in the list.
Yeah.
My number 10, top 10 movie of 2016 is Civil War.
Ugh, fuck off.
Captain-
Marvel.
Captain America Civil War. I'm thinking back when I was making this list of how I felt around the time. I've not went back and watched it. A lot of these I did go back and watch just to rank and stuff. And right when the movie finished, I'm not a huge fan of the Marvel stuff, but right as soon as I finished, I felt so uplifted. I was like, that was a fucking brilliant movie. Then we did the podcast, episode 4, and I just remember enjoying the podcast so much because Aaron wasn't a fan, where the guest we had on the show, Mason, really was a fan.
I shot him down.
And you guys were sort of bickering stuff, and Ewan and I rated it, 9 out of 10s and stuff. So I was like, I must have really loved that one. And I thought it might stir up some shit on this episode. So number 10 for me is Civil War, because it was a great movie.
I've
I
given
can't
up.
really remember it, to be honest.
Exactly. Pish.
I can
We're all
remember
the
some.
same.
I can remember like Ant-Man.
I
because
remember,
love him.
I remember laughing
That's
a
it.
lot, and I remember being really impressed
And the
with
wee
Spider-Man.
Panther,
and
I say wee Panther. He's a big, bulky
Yeah.
black man. That wee guy.
yeah.
I liked him. He's getting his own movie now,
Yeah.
isn't he?
I remember it
This
being
year, I think.
yeah, Black Panther. I'm sure.
Oh.
And Wonder Woman's coming out, but that's DC.
Oh yeah.
And Justice League. Is
Oh
that
yeah.
this year or is that the following
Justice
year?
League. No, that's this year.
There's a
It's going to be a
trailer
big.
coming.
2017 is going to be a big year
Oh,
for
aye.
movies, which is good.
Split. Trainspotting 2
Yeah.
this month.
Beauty
Yeah.
and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast.
Episode 8.
So my number 10 is Civil War.
Yeah.
Did you guys enjoy Civil War? Is it on your list? Is it?
Just
No,
on
it's-
mine,
Really?
yeah.
It's not on mine.
Ooh.
I did enjoy it though. I remember. I think I went with Erin and Emma,
Yeah.
my friends, and
Probably not the best people to go and see Civil War with.
no,
think- what did I
because
see
Erin
first?
absolutely loves Captain America. It's what she said. Because last night I was talking to them about my top 10 list, and I sent them mine, and then Erin's was either Revenant or Civil War because she just loved them both very much.
For what?
Top.
Top movie
spot.
of the year.
Wow.
Well,
so
She loves Civil War
I wasn't very high on.
or X-Men Apocalypse. She
I
liked that too.
retract my comment, Erin. I'm sorry.
I wasn't very happy with Batman vs Superman, so going to see another superhero film, it better have been good. Do you know what I mean? And I enjoyed it so much more than Batman v
Do you know
Superman.
what's funny?
I
I
was-
liked Batman v Superman.
I liked it. I just didn't. I was like,
I didn't care. Like I don't
that
follow it. Like a lot of it was
Yeah.
stupid, but on the whole, I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
Mm.
I was gonna put it on for the memory.
Or did you two together?
I had like suitcase and shit
Why?
because I was going on holiday, but
right, I have to go catch a flight.
Oh, yeah.
no, I was going to stay at Michelle's
Yes.
for
No,
yeah.
yeah.
So I went there for the week.
I remember.
Because my mum walked me out the house.
Oh
Still
yeah,
remember
I
these things,
remember
do
that.
you?
Yeah, I had to stay years
Yeah, you
old.
stayed at my house.
Oh, yeah. Good times, eh? What a year.
Yeah,
But Marvel, yeah, I've just got something against it because it's too many films and
Mhm.
it's taking.
That's fair
all the
enough.
It's just a
actors.
bit extensive. It's hard to follow if you're not
Yeah.
really into it. But I don't
If you're
follow
really
it. I still
into it.
enjoy the movies.
Everybody feels,
Yeah.
along those lines anyway.
I've just got something against it.
All right, Leanne, what's your number 10?
My number 10 is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Sweet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I think we spoke about it, but it was just because it was a very good cinema experience. Went
Yeah.
with a big group of people.
We didn't expect it to be good
Sat
at all.
next to Aaron. Did Brody fall asleep?
But he fell asleep and I woke him up just before a scary bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely pooped his pants. Aaron, you were grabbing me. You just
so
kept,
scared.
you were so scared, like, cause just it was quite tense. It was a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I
loved
think
it.
the cinema experience made me enjoy it even more. Because I think it's important who you
Very important.
see films
Wasn't
with.
invited.
And yes, you were.
You probably actually were.
You definitely 100% were, and you probably were like, nah.
Well,
I can't remember why.
my thing with
It
that
was a long
film,
time ago.
I loved that film, but it didn't make my top 10 because of the ending.
The
it
alien,
ruined
yeah.
it.
I don't
Because
know.
I know, because
Alright, spoiler.
no,
I didn't tell you what happened. I'm just saying it's not very
She
good.
did.
I just said alien. I mean, it's been out for a year.
Yeah.
Oh, you should have seen it.
Some Sky movies now.
Aye.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've not seen it yet, and I know there's an alien in it.
Well, yeah, because it's
Cloverfield.
Cloverfield. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
but
the thing
one,
is, though, the movie could have, like, if they did not have that bit at the end,
Could have been just
easily
left open.
could have just been a movie about a girl being held captive. But
which was a great,
which
brilliant.
was a great film. No matter, like John Goodman.
Oh,
I
what a
love
performance!
him so
Such a good
much.
film.
Love him
And they
so
ruined
much.
it.
Dead now, isn't
What? No.
What?
No.
No. Tell me
he?
no.
John Goodman.
No, he's
No.
not.
He's on a new film coming out like next month.
Thank
He is not dead.
God.
You're thinking of something that like
You
rhymes
don't
with John
have
Goodman,
my
like Carrie Fisher.
breakdown. I love him so much.
Yeah.
He warms my heart. Even in that, when he's playing
I
a
know.
creep, I was still
Definitely
like,
not
I love
safe.
you. What?
He's on the radar.
No, he says he warms your heart. That's not safe.
Oh, I thought you meant he's not safe, as in people are dying.
He's good at dancing.
He's not safe. We
Yeah.
need to watch John Goodman. He's next.
No, don't. Someone wrap him up with blankets. Or...
That's probably
Save him.
not
I'm gonna
probably
You know,
get-
Lemmy, when someone, I think it was when Alan Rickman died or something, like
Don't start.
earlier on in the year, Lemmy was like, oh, who's next? George Michael?
No.
And he died later in the year as well. So it's like, that's weird. So who's next? John Goodman.
Don't.
Did you see Lemmy's stuff that he's been putting up recently? Like, oh, the Queen's died.
We
Shut
watched
up.
She has
Leanne and I watched the video before. You came Crazy Balloon. I've showed you in before.
Don't fear death. You are death.
Don't fear the Reaper, man. My favourite Lemmy.
I'm the crazy boy.
Crazy Balloon Killer. Right, Ewan. Thank you, Leanne. Good choice.
What's
Number 10, Ewan.
Right, well, I've just knocked it off there because I put in another film that I forgot about. So my number 10 was going to be I, Daniel Blake,
Nice.
but it's moved up now. So my number 10 film is Bourne. Oh my god, that's Jason Bourne.
Nice. So then that's the one film that I wanted to see this year that I didn't because I watched all the Bond films this year just to see it in the cinema and still haven't seen it.
I watched it, like, I like all the Bourne films. I wouldn't say it's like the best one or anything, but just because I've seen, not all of them, but the first two, my dad showed me them when we watched them together, and then the third one, Ultimatum, I went to see that in the cinema with my dad,
I think that's my favourite one.
and then Legacy, I didn't watch Legacy, because
It's
that's, I heard it was pish, but then yeah, I went to see that with my dad, so it was just nice.
Yeah, cool. Good choice. I like the films. I think it's I prefer them to James Bond, I think,
Mm.
in my opinion.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
they're
Never
a bit
seen
more,
either.
never seen any.
bit more gritty. Yeah.
James
I
Bond
feel
or
that,
James
and less
Bond.
complicated almost. James Bond is almost too much, I think, in terms of like being a spy, because he's James Bond.
Yeah.
But I like all the Bond films, even Legacy. I thought it was alright, but it's not Matt Damon, it's Jeremy Renner,
Yeah.
so it's not as good. But yeah, good choice. I'm still looking forward to seeing it. Aaron, number 10.
This slightly juxtaposes what I've just ranted about.
My number 10 is Batman versus Superman.
No, it is Deadpool. Because
It's a good choice.
I
man.
went
I'm
into it.
impressed.
I think I was. When did it come out? It was early in the year.
Yeah.
February.
And
It
I
was
was.
Valentine's Day.
I still hated Marvel, so I went because. Why did I go? Because everyone was talking about it. And I was like, oh, I'll see it. And I did enjoy it.
Yeah.
So
Great
clearly
film.
was good enough to shift my opinion for 2 hours.
Just call
That's
me.
good.
It wasn't my
And
top
that song.
Yeah.
That song.
You love that song.
That's partly why. Because it opens with that song and
Yeah.
I didn't know it, and now it's like. Tune.
It's
Cool.
an excellent soundtrack.
Yeah, it
Oh,
does have a good soundtrack.
You know
I love
that-
the ending, the Ferris Bueller ending.
it
You're
ends with-
still here?
And it ends with
Yeah.
Careless Whisper. George Michael.
Yeah.
Oh, so it does something like that.
Also, Shoop. I love Shoop.
Oh,
Yeah, and I just kept thinking of Drew. When we did that movement warm up with that song.
Did it?
I was doing a thing with the hips. Yeah, I was a Deadpool fan when I was younger, so I was really looking forward to this. Saw it in the cinema and absolutely loved it. For this episode, I rewatched it and I wasn't as impressed, so it did not make my top 10.
I've
What, Deadpool?
I've watched
Deadpool.
Deadpool about 5 times now, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
My good close personal friend Paul bought it for my birthday for me, and that was the first time I watched it just the other week, just to prepare for this, and I just didn't enjoy it as much. But I remember at the time loving it, so it's on my top 15, not my top 10.
It's so good.
And he can, Ryan Reynolds.
I love
I hope he
him.
does
He's
more.
good.
He's good. He's really good.
Well, they're doing Deadpool 2.
Mhm.
They definitely are. He's got the...
It is just him though.
Yeah.
Like he is.
Well, yeah.
See, that's the thing is, though,
that.
see, even when he did Green Lantern, like, I know that movie is truly awful and everybody hated it, but I actually kind of liked it because it was Ryan Reynolds. It was good.
Do not make my superhero suit green.
Yeah.
That's
Or
how I did it.
CGI.
Yeah,
Or animated.
that's cool. All right.
Animated,
Okay, that was number 10. Is it me again?
Yeah.
My number 9. My number 9 is a film called Everybody Wants Some.
Oh,
It's
I never
the
saw that.
new Linklater film.
What's that?
The guy who did Boyhood and Before Sunrise, School of Rock, that sort of thing. This new film came out this year. It's about.
The main guy from that movie is in one of my favourite movies.
I thought he was good as well. He was good in this. Linklater's got this thing where every director's got their style. His thing is time, right? So like Boyhood goes over the years, and Before Sunrise is, I'm sitting on a squeaky chair. Before Sunrise starts at a point, the story carries on years later, and the characters have not progressed or anything. So in this one, he does this thing, this little trick with all of his films that I think is genius. It gets to the point where the peak moment that you're enjoying the film the most, and then it just ends, right? And at the time, it's so frustrating because you just want to know more.
You want
But the
more.
thing is, if you're finishing a film and you want more and you're guessing what's happening, that's the sign of a good film.
Like
Aye.
Boyhood.
Boyhood,
Yeah.
you're like, oh god,
It's just coming to.
it's just happening.
Why?
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And
Oh,
in this
yeah.
film, and I just have to bring this up because it says, but the main character, I can't remember the guy's name, but he plays a guy called Jake.
Blake
And he-
Jenner.
Blake Jenner. And he, I thought he was good. He was very attractive as well. He reminded me a lot of Dale.
He was
our,
on the
our friend
Glee
Dale.
project. That's
Oh,
when
was
he
he?
got to start the Glee project.
What's that?
So it was a competition in America. To be like, it was like a TV series to see who would win like a 3-episode arc on Glee.
Wow.
And I think he was one of the winners one
Cool.
year. So he was on Glee but they kept him on because he was such a good character. But he's actually done quite
Yeah,
well.
I liked him.
For himself.
Yeah.
He's done quite a few movies in the past.
His
couple of years.
mannerisms and stuff reminded me of
It's quite good.
our
It's
friend Dale. And I just seen him in these situations. I was thinking of Dale.
Yeah.
And
actually,
so he meets this girl. It's all about a baseball team that moved to this college, and then they're just in the early 80s, and they're just our age and just drinking and stuff.
They're in their early 80s.
In the early 80s, they're a baseball team in their 80s,
Just like us.
just like us.
like us.
And he meets this girl who is in. She's studying drama, so
Just like us.
Just like
she
us.
invites him to a theatre party, and he's like, a theatre party? I don't want to go there. So he invites the entire baseball team, and they all walk in at this theatre party, and it's like fucking walking into 4E. They walk in and there's things on the wall, and there's like people doing the splits and stuff, and I was just like, it's like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, that's my number 9. Everybody wants some.
Oh.
New Linklater masterpiece, and it's just what a bit of fun
I'll watch that.
for a couple hours.
Right.
Watch it. Go on, man.
My number 9, you're gonna laugh at me, but
I'm
it's
not
also
gonna
just a
lie
bit of fun.
I'm
It's
gonna lie.
Trolls.
What?
Cause right, I went to see it and I can't remember why. I was having a really awful week, so Claudia took me to the cinema. We went to see Trolls, and honestly, it was just so great. It was really funny. It was a kids movie, so of course it was like bright and happy and all that. But it was just really good. There was a character in it who was one of the Borgans, which was the people that eat the trolls. There's a character, and it was just that character was me and Claudia. There's a bit where she goes, "You'll never like me. I smell like gravy." It's me. But it was just really good. It was really nice, good music, and it was Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake. They're quite good
Yeah.
as well. So it was just really
Love
nice.
a bit of
It was
GT.
exactly what I needed then, because I was in such a
That's
bad
a good
mood.
story.
Good story.
So it
Yeah.
was made me happy, and it was good. So there you go. That's my number 9.
Good
Trolls.
call. You in number 9.
My number 9 is Civil War.
Sweet. You sound so masculine.
Civil War.
Sound like John Goodman.
See, so okay, no, I don't know what I'm going to say. No, Civil War. I liked it. Good introduction to the new Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Looking for that. Looking forward to that film. That's this year, innit?
Yep.
Yeah,
That'll
so
be
that'll
good.
be good. Oh, it looks promising. That was a nice introduction for Tom Holland.
Yeah.
For that. And I just liked it. I love Marvel films, so obviously I liked it. I thought it was really good.
Cool. I also liked it.
Good at introducing new characters.
I agree. Go on, Aaron.
Another film that was not so great at introducing new characters, but I liked it, even though it was horribly messy. Suicide Squad is number 9.
You're number 9.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Because I loved it.
Me
But
too.
watching it back, I'm like, oh, it's so... They
Yeah.
mucked it up so badly
Yeah.
with their editing, but the actual footage when there's scenes is so good. And I've got a new thing for Margot Robbie. Like, obviously everyone thinks she's gorgeous because she is, but I'm like, I don't know what to do about it. I've got if I watch her in something, I'm like,
She's very good.
she's just, I don't know what I need to.
She was in a movie called Z for Zachariah, which is based on a book that I really liked when I was younger. And it's like a weird adaptation of the book, but it's a really good movie. But she's in it. She's unreal. There's only 3 characters in it. There should only be 2, but there's 3. Her, Chris Pine, and a guy, an actor. I can't remember how to pronounce his name.
What's it sound like?
I don't even know. He's in Doctor Strange. The black guy.
Mads
Doctor
Mikkelsen. Oh no.
Strange. No.
That's Rogue One.
I know how to say that. No, but that's a really good film.
Chiwetel Ejiofor.
You've got it. He's got it.
Chiwetel.
Cool.
It's a really good.
Ejiofor.
You should watch that if you like Margot Robbie
Oh my
because she's
god,
excellent.
I can't because I just feel like
It's
longing.
on Netflix.
I'm like,
so.
I can't.
Mads Mikkelsen.
John Goodman. Yeah, I love Suicide Squad.
And she's amazing in that as well.
I like it.
I'm too easily influenced with my opinions on movies.
Yeah, you said in your Rogue One thing. I
So,
watched that one.
did you really? So if someone else doesn't like a film and they tell me why, I'm like, oh, you're right. You know what I mean? So it's not on my list
Yeah,
because
but I'm
That's-
quite easily
That's
influenced
been
as well.
happening recently with Force Awakens.
don't
Don't-
talk to me about
Don't start.
Well, I obviously still love it, but
it. Yeah.
people are starting to go, reasons why Force Awakens is the worst film of all time. And you see that film there and you go,
Let me
no
go
way.
on.
And you watch it and you're like,
Yeah.
no, but it's not.
Thing
Yeah.
is though, like if you really love something like it, that you
You
like those
can't-
things don't affect
It doesn't. Yeah, you're right.
Like, let me just get one on his YouTube channel. It's like 8 reasons why Force Awakens isn't good, and it ends like didn't think Chewbacca was funny. So yeah, cool.
So that's
Proud
cool.
of you.
I loved it.
Didn't expect that. I didn't expect it to be brought.
And I don't like. Sorry, I'm just adding on. I don't like all the shit that Jared Leto was getting.
Me
like,
too. Yeah.
He wasn't given enough, I don't think, to really
Do you know,
anything.
I didn't. The first time I saw, because I saw it twice. The first time I saw it, I didn't really like him. I was a bit like,
yeah, I
ugh.
was like,
Second time I saw it, I
it
was
twice
like,
as well.
actually, that's fucking
He was
excellent.
so interesting. but
Yeah,
He
very
literally
interesting.
had no development whatsoever.
Well, he
Like,
did. He just
there
didn't
was
get
no
shown.
need.
Well, yeah,
there was
but
no
we
reason
didn't
for him
see
to
it,
be
yeah.
there. Yeah,
not at all.
Yeah.
didn't affect anything
No.
other than. But it didn't even like. It's not even like that he got Harley Quinn and like took her away.
Yeah.
Like that didn't even happen. Like
No.
There was an episode of the Graham Norton Show with Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Cara Delevingne was on there, and she really annoyed me, and I was
Wow.
giving her the benefit of the doubt because she's kind of hottish. And then I watched Suicide Squad, and I travelled to her house with a knife, but she wasn't in. So I declared my hate for
Oh my
Cara
God.
Delevingne after that
She
film.
just.
She won't get any more work after
She
that.
was
She better not.
horrendous.
Well, she's got a movie just came out.
Welcome
It's
to my
just-
castle.
Oh, I hate her.
It's just she was so bad.
I don't hate her. I hate when people say I hate actors because like hate's a strong word.
Yeah,
No.
good.
No, I just
But
she
my
shouldn't.
intense
She shouldn't be
dislike.
acting.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be acting
She's
just
a-
because she's a model.
She's a beautiful girl.
Shouldn't be acting.
That's why
Stick to
Harry
that.
Styles in Dunkirk annoys me. Like I've heard that he's,
Apparently,
quite
no. Well,
good,
yeah.
Cillian Murphy said that he's excellent.
but still like, he's already famous.
Good call.
You know what I mean?
We gotta keep going. We gotta move
I don't
along.
mean for fame. That's
Give
it.
me
Like,
the part.
that made it sound like, oh, I want to be
Yeah, yeah.
famous.
And
No.
that week, I want to be famous.
No, that's not what I meant. I just mean like, give someone that's trained and worked
Yeah,
hard
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
Other than someone that's good at singing.
So much is
you know
broken.
Yeah.
Can we need to keep moving
what I
on
mean?
because we're 35 minutes in. We'll go into number 8 now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My number 8 was Central Intelligence.
Forgot about
With
that.
The
didn't
Rock
see
and
it.
Kevin Hart.
Oh,
It's good, man.
I
oh,
missed
was
it.
that the comedy? I
Yeah,
didn't
on
see
the
that.
poster it just looks like another one of those films.
Uh-huh.
But I absolutely loved it. I was like watching that film. The Rock at the start when he was like a young boy and he was singing, and the CGI was just so good. The film it gets daft and silly, but the last half an hour, I was like so into it because like
Tense,
I can't
no?
even remember what happens even. I just remember feeling so elated watching the film because I didn't expect anything. Kevin Hart and The Rock, do you know what I mean? And I'll go see any film with The Rock in it. But oh my god, I was so impressed. His best performance, without a doubt. Kevin Hart is a good actor. I think he's very funny.
I'll go and see anything that Kevin Hart's
Yeah.
in.
Really?
Yeah, I love Kevin Hart so much.
I love The Rock.
I can't wait for What Now to be
What a great
available
man.
to watch.
So is that it? Is that a film
What Now?
or a
it's
stand-up
film.
show?
It
Right,
is a
okay.
stand-up show, but it's like it's bits before and after.
Right, okay,
like
that'll be
the
cool
films.
then. Yeah, number 8, Central Intelligence.
That's a random admiration for The Rock. Is it because of wrestling?
The wrestling,
Oh,
yeah,
random
wrestling.
talk.
That's not
I
right
have
at
a
all.
random.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Leanne, number 8.
My number 8 is what was it? Oh, Demolition. with
Oh, good
With
choice.
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, good film.
Good
that was
choice.
I just really thought that was a really excellent film. His performance was amazing, but what got me the most was the younger boy in it, who was struggling with being gay.
Yes.
It was his
Yes.
performance was
Amazing
just
performance.
it was
Forgot
so
about that.
lovely. So I think he's gonna go far. I just wrote the wee gay boy was a standout, gonna go far.
A1.
My wee notes in this are so funny because I wrote them about 3 a.m. last night.
Forgot my fun facts. Fun facts. To the end. Right, okay, cool.
But yeah, so that's my number 8. It was just a really good movie. I want to watch it again.
That's an underrated one. Yeah, good
Definitely.
choice.
It wasn't in the cinema for long. I
Yeah,
don't
Not
think.
at all. It was like a
Not
week.
at all.
Jake Gyllenhaal is my number 1 or top 3
Yeah.
favourite actors.
Thing is,
ever.
I wasn't gonna go see it. I don't have any like big love for Jake Gyllenhaal, but Erin is obsessed with him. It's her favorite, and she was like, "We need to go see this movie," so we went to go see it just because she loves
Yeah.
him, and it was brilliant.
Did you see Nocturnal Animals?
No, I missed it.
Watch
Want
that
to. It was blinking. It's gone.
Good film, really good film. Okay, good choice. Number 8, Ewan.
I just looked at it as well. Oh no, I got it. Deadpool. Deadpool's my number 8. Nice film. I thought it was very good, and you could tell that it meant a lot to them. If that makes sense.
As if it's- yeah.
Just because it was like an odyssey to like get it.
It was something he wanted for years.
And because Deadpool in X-Men Origins was so poor, like it was good.
I don't even remember that.
It was good to have it like so, and I think it's because they didn't have to do anything, if that makes sense. There wasn't anyone saying, "Oh, this has to happen," blah blah.
Yeah.
They just made the film.
And it, you don't need to take it seriously or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Like take the
Just
piss
like-
out of all the seriousness in Marvel, yeah.
But I don't like
Which I
how
liked.
people. I don't like how people are like, okay, because of Deadpool, we'll make,
Suicide Squad more funny.
like stuff like that, like, or all the superhero films now will be R-rated because I don't know what R-rated is here. I think it's like 15.
15, yeah, sure.
We'll make them all R-rated because, Deadpool was R-rated and that worked. Like, it worked for that, but not necessarily.
Well, that is Deadpool. Like you don't see Captain America swearing all that in his comics and stuff.
Exactly.
I had the video game as well for the PS3, and it's like I think it's an 18 actually. It's so bad for that sort of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, good choice, young Aaron.
Hell or High Water. Because
That far down.
yeah, There's more to come. It was ages ago that we watched it.
Yeah, that was the last day you were here.
And I've obviously only seen it once.
Yeah,
I
me too.
can't remember a lot about it, but I remember being totally hooked.
First
And
10 minutes, you nudged me and went, thumbs up, you're like, this is going to be great.
yeah.
I really wanted to see it. I never got to
Great
see
Really
it.
hard to remember exactly what you felt, but I did really love it.
There was bits where you just weren't taking it seriously, there was bits you were just laughing, and then one moment would happen and you'd be like, oh my god.
Oh, and then of course, towards the end.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That-
that.
I said on the rap chat, I was like, and Jeff Bridges makes this noise,
but he does make.
and they
this
were going,
noise.
what? And I was, no, you have to hear it.
He makes this noise.
Yeah, so emotional.
So and such good character development.
Yeah, I
Other
agree.
films should watch and learn.
Didn't really care at the start because it was just two silly guys robbing a bank, and then at the end you were just like, oh,
Crying.
great film. Recommended to all. Okay, number 7. My number 7 is the one and only Jungle Book.
Oh, yeah.
So low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I had to higher up for the rap chat. I just wanted to change it up and try and be a bit different. But number 7 is the Jungle Book because we did an episode about it and we all loved it and stuff. And I just want to reiterate what we said on that show: the wee boy running about mad with nothing, nothing, just green screens
Also,
and blue
Can I
screens.
just say, he's not going to be a drug addict.
He will be one day.
You keep saying it. He's not going to be.
It's the hair and the eyes and the nose.
Because he already
It's his
looks like
face.
one. That's bullshit.
I know, but I thought he did a great job. I think he'd be great in like X-Men and Star Wars and stuff and Star Trek and all these big films where there's a lot of CGI because not because he's used to it now, because I don't know why, I don't know what it was about that film. He was so good at it.
I watched it again, and there's bits where you can see he doesn't really know what he's looking at.
Oh really? I see. I didn't.
But he's young. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
How old is it? Like 7, 8?
How old actually is he?
9, I think.
he's more than that. Yeah, he's like 9. So
And of course, not to mention the brilliant performances by
voice
Bill
performance.
Murray,
by Bill Murray,
Christopher Walken,
Walken, Idris Elba.
Not Scarlett Johansson.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
And
Oh.
here, there's another Jungle Book coming out.
Yeah, I know. I was about to say, have you heard? There's a new
Wait,
one.
what?
It's like Jungle Book Origins. I'm not even joking.
Like Jungle Book, and it's who is it?
Because there's quite big names in it.
Yeah, it's like big. people.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, it's Andy
Baloo.
Serkis is directing it, and he's
And
in
he's
it.
Baloo. I think he's Baloo.
Is he Baloo?
Yeah, which I
And it's a
don't.
motion capture. Thing.
I
Is
don't know.
it
I don't know how I feel
in
about
the
him being
same
Baloo.
Universe as the Disney one? Or
No,
is it just-
it's a separate movie, but it's like Origins of the Jungle Book sort of thing. And that's what I think. I don't know. Ewan's looking up.
So when King Louis was just a prince.
No, I don't. I can't remember.
But yeah, and not to mention the beautiful scenery, the soundtrack,
Stunning.
the writing was great, the comedy hit all the right spots. It was almost a perfect film.
Yeah, it was really good.
Live action adventure, fancy film directed by Andy Serkis. Yeah.
That's weird.
Andy Serkis is Baloo, Benedict Cumberbatch
That's
is
the-
Shere Khan,
Really?
Christian Bale is Bagheera, Kate Blanchett is Kaa,
Yeah,
What a cast that is.
I know.
Tom Hollander, Frida Pinto,
Who's
Naomi
Mowgli?
Harris, a wee
I
boy
won't know.
called
A wee
Johan
unknown.
Chand, a wee Indian boy, wee Asian man.
Cool. Right, okay,
It's
let's
actually
keep
just
going
an
along.
Asian midget. It doesn't age.
It's always the same
So
one.
Jackie Chan.
Bagheera!
Number 7, please, Leanne.
My number 7 is I, Daniel Blake.
I didn't
Cause
see that.
very good, very good.
I want to
Yeah,
see now.
it just broke your heart. Absolutely broke your heart. And it was just the fact that it was so real. Like that actually happens to people regularly. Like when we were watching it, 'cause we kept saying to each other, like me and you and like Michelle and like we kept saying like what was going to happen, and you're realizing like it wasn't because it was like a predictable movie. It was because like it's real life, and that is actually what happens to so many people. So it was just really quite horrible to watch. Also because like there's people you know that have been in that situation, and to think like wondering like whether they're going to be able to feed themselves, or you know how they're supposed to find work when they're not actually fit for work. And you know, it was horrible.
It's
It
one
was
I'm interested in seeing.
amazing performances as well. I've forgotten the names of the actors and actresses, but the
Ken
young,
Loach film, innit?
yeah, the young girl and the Daniel Blake, absolutely brilliant.
Cool.
So good.
One I'm looking forward to checking out this year.
Yeah.
Ewan.
Hold
What's
on.
he like?
Got it. Room.
Cool.
Room. Number 7. Because it was a lovely
That was a good time.
experience. Went with Aaron's mum.
Yeah, me too.
Wee Pam.
She read the book.
Yeah, she read the book. She was telling us. Yeah. Oh, there's a cat.
Hello.
That's audio.
That was first time met Pam. Never forget.
Why was she there?
she was meeting you or something, and we went after college, and she was like, "Do you want to go and catch a little film, Aaron?" Okay.
Is that how she spoke? Do you want to go get it?
I can't remember how she spoke.
Yeah.
I just remember her face.
Yeah. Lovely lady.
Yeah,
Great film.
very that performance from that young boy. What's his name? Jacob
Jacob
Tremblay.
Tremblay.
And
Amazing.
Blake Lively won the Oscar.
Blake Lively,
No.
Brie Larson.
Brie Larson. Blake Lively from The Shallows won the Oscar.
Remember that.
You're so
Who's Blake Lively
convinced.
going out with?
Ryan, she's
Ryan
married to Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Ryan
That's
Reynolds.
why I know who she is.
Look at that cat.
He's well punching, by the way.
No, he is
No,
not.
he's
not.
not. She's punching, if anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beautiful man.
Anyway,
She's
so
beautiful in
Brie
The Shallows.
Larson.
Brie Larson won the Oscar. And I
Brie
was very happy
Larson.
for her.
Yes, she's
Yes.
very good. And what's she in now? She's in
She's
something.
going to be in a Marvel. What's she's going to be?
She's Black Panther.
No, she.
Yeah.
I'll look it up. Give me a sec.
We'll
I
come
know
back
it
to you.
is, as soon as you say it, I'll know.
As soon as I see it, I'll know as well. Because I'll see it.
Right, now, okay, that was Room, which is where you look, we'll get Aaron's number 7.
Yeah.
Go on, Aaron.
Oh, you're getting
Zootropolis.
fast my phone slow.
I love you.
Zootropolis, because that was our
Kong.
first.
She's in Kong.
We'll just
I
wait
can't
for them
wait
to
for
finish having a wee moment.
Sorry. I'm just looking for this thing.
Because that was our
Captain
first.
Marvel.
Don't care.
Oh, she's
Hey,
Captain
can we-
Marvel, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Marvel. They're making her a woman.
This is riveting.
No, Captain
Yeah.
Marvel is a woman.
Who
Yeah, I
cares?
know that,
It's
that's what I
Marvel.
meant.
It's a waste of her abilities. Next, Zootropolis, because it's the first one we did, and
It was.
really good.
I've heard about this.
And we just went to see it because it was the only thing on,
Yeah,
and it ended up being
It's
so
so good.
deep.
yeah, it's also on my list.
Yeah.
And the bunny is just so
Is
nice.
the bunny not? No, it's not hanging.
It's Jennifer Goodwin.
I was looking at a review. I was watching a review for a film that's on my list later, and they're saying, "Oh, that film's good, but kind of suffers in comparison to Zootropolis."
Have you seen Zootropolis?
Not yet.
Oh, I know
I was
what
gonna
film you
watch
think. I know what film you're talking about. Yeah, cool.
Ah,
Good film.
I think.
Ah.
Yes. Yes, I enjoyed it very much because it's very good and very topical. And
Very
nice.
funny as well. Great film.
Very funny.
Okay, me now. My number 6. Just missing out on my top 5.
Yeah.
Just a wee bit. Sausage Party.
I've never seen it. What is it?
Oh, I watched it with my mum the other day.
Is it just about food?
It's
Oh,
Seth
Christ.
Rogen in that.
It's Seth,
Doing
it's like
voices for food.
Will go down as one of the best animated films of all time.
it's ridiculous. It's
Really?
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It is so bad.
I
It
wanna
came
see
out
it.
on
Oh,
DVD as an 18. I don't know why it wasn't in the first place. It was a 15.
It
wanna
was
see it.
just so
Was it
like
changed
there's
on
a
the
there's a scene in it, and because Chris and I went together, there's a scene in it, and I've never, like I said this in the podcast before when we spoke about it, but I've never been in a cinema so silent. Like literally, because people were laughing all the way throughout, but then this like
Particular
5
scene.
minute section happens, and literally the full audience were silent because nobody knew how to react, because you didn't know whether it was okay to laugh, or if you were disgusted by this, or if you were turned on, or
What
honestly,
was it?
I don't
Don't
want to
tell
say
me,
it, no, because
because,
he's gonna watch it.
You know exactly
You'll know
what
it when
is.
you see it. You'll know.
You're like,
Can we,
look at
Can we
that.
watch it now?
can we watch it?
You can watch it tonight if you want, yeah.
Will you watch it again?
I'll watch it again. Yeah.
That's
I
fine.
watched it with my mum the other
Come
day,
over if you want.
which was a bit
No.
shocking.
No.
But it was as soon as that section
What
was
did your mum
over.
think?
Piece of shite.
Oh, honestly.
She hated it. My brother hated
Some
it.
people hated it, yeah. But I
No,
just
the
think
thing,
it's
it was
freaking
just,
brilliant.
it was clever, but it was also so fucking stupid. Like it's just it's a Seth Rogen film,
Yeah.
but I quite like Seth
But his
Rogen.
best one. I don't care what anyone says.
But it was just, but Chris and I at the end of that bit, we looked at each other and just, because we were both in silence, like.
Because
And
the
then-
whole film we were like nudging each other and going, oh, well, that was funny.
Yeah.
That whole section was just like that, and then at the end of it, we just turned and looked at each other. Exact same time, and it just went, what? And it just made
Chris
this
is-
noise.
He's got this video of us talking about it when we're coming down the escalators, and there's just a bit I say, like, I can't remember what it is I say, but the photo is absolutely hilarious
I
because
posted it on the Good Bit
yeah,
Instagram.
because it's just the both of us are like ah.
You're like, Alan's like, her hand on her head like that. Yeah.
It's funny,
Is
but
there
yeah.
a good bit Instagram? I
Yeah. At the Good Bit Pods, I think. No, at Good Bit Pods on
think? For
Instagram.
Instagram.
It's the Good Bit Pod, yeah.
You should follow more people.
I should.
get-
There, there's a picture right there.
If you want to see this, look at the Good Bit Pod. It was posted on the 16th of October 2016.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my number 6. Was Sausage Party. Leanne, what is your number 6, please?
My number 6
Oh, I am
is
following it.
Moana.
Make way, make way.
Yeah, mine's Moana.
I didn't see
Have
it.
you not seen it?
No, is it good?
I saw it twice.
Very good.
Very.
Also, film The Rock.
Yes, Rock's very good. I loved it. It was very. We went to go see it on Ewan's birthday.
Yep. Oh,
And you-
Oh,
is he
this
on
is
your list?
Moana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening. Sorry.
What's
And
he
then-
like? He's on Instagram.
I just
I know.
I thought it was very
Get off
nice.
your phone.
It was beautiful.
Looking at the Good Bit podcast. Sorry, carry on. Yes, Moana.
Go Leanne, right? Why'd you like that one?
I really liked Moana. It was just really good. It was a lovely story, and it was nice having like a Disney princess who wasn't, doing this to chase a pretty boy or whatever.
Wearing a big dress and stuff.
Yeah. The music was amazing because it
Some
was
great songs.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Was it like a musical?
Kind
Oh
of.
yeah, it's just like every other Disney movie.
Like
There's
Frozen?
those
Yeah.
songs, a couple
Better
songs.
than
in it.
Frozen.
Better than Frozen.
Oh, much
I
better.
didn't like Frozen.
I don't like Frozen either.
I've not seen
sucks.
Frozen.
Too much hype.
Yes,
I like
Overhyped.
Frozen,
Am I
but
right?
you're right.
But
But no, the
Moana's
music was
so much higher.
music. Moana's Moana's like your number one.
Moana's.
Did you really love it? Did you really love it?
Yeah.
I love it
We
so much.
listened
I know
any-
all the songs.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anytime we were in a car together, it was just put Moana on.
Especially with Brody.
Yeah, we listened,
Actually-
I don't know how many times I've listened to that soundtrack in full in Brody's car.
Brody McToady goes from fucking Toady to Toana.
Broana.
It's the name of my poetry teacher.
Moana.
Moana. Like,
Oh.
That's
and,
cool.
So every time you
Also-
say it, I'm like,
I think my favourite part of thing of Moana was there's a chicken in it called Hey Hey. A rooster, sorry, actually. It's voiced by Alan Tudyk.
who's that?
He does the voice for
K2,
K2,
so.
From Rogue One.
And
It's
he's
very high.
yeah. No, but I love Alan Tudyk. He's one of my favourite actors. He's just so funny. But there's a video of him in the recording booth doing Hey Hey, and he's like making like the rooster noises. So he's just doing them like, and there's like a couple takes, and then he just stops, looks straight into the camera, and goes, "I went to Juilliard for this." And it's just so brilliant because he's literally he's voiced a chicken. It's just him being like, "Mama!" Like that's it.
I went to
Good
Juilliard.
stuff.
It was really good.
Funny story as well, when we were reviewing the film, right after it with my vlogs, filming me and Leanne talking about it, and this homeless man walks up to us
Oh yeah.
and he goes, "Oh, you boys making a wee video call home, just hoping you got some change for me." So I've got the camera, he always think I was doing a FaceTime or something, but I was filming, and I put the phone down and I was like, "No, sorry mate, not going to change." Bring the phone back and I'm just like, anyway, turn it round and he's over talking to Ewan.
Yeah, Ewan's in the background getting asked the same question.
Oh, no, I'm really sorry, I don't remember.
Made a wee video call home, just wondering if you were But yeah, Moana, good choice,
Yeah.
mate. You in top, number 6.
Forget,
God's
man.
sake.
Why don't you keep it open?
Perhaps maybe an idea.
6. In it.
Yeah.
The Revenant
Boom.
It's a good experience.
was a very good
Grabbed him.
experience. Lovely experience. If any, like, I appreciate the film and I appreciate like everything about
Yeah.
it, but I'm not necessarily in a rush to see it again because it's so long and it's not much happens. Like for a lot of the time, it's just
Him walking.
watching him try and remember how to use his legs.
Yeah.
Well, we watched
It's
it
the
like
best Revenant
But
review
the
of him.
performances are very good.
we were like the last
Oh.
to watch it.
yeah,
We
yeah.
were like
all
we
our
watched it
friends,
after
yeah.
all the hype and people said great things about it. So
Me and Alan just went out
That
after
affected.
college one day like, Revenant, son, why?
I think I read it,
we did. You forget these reasons you go see things.
Yeah.
And then
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, and we were convinced that
It was cold.
it was cold. Yeah, we were convinced that
I kept my
it was-
jacket on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
when I
I
went to
was
see it, it
cool,
was
yeah.
freezing in cinema as
They,
well.
they do that, yeah.
Cinema was absolutely jam packed when I saw it.
Yeah, me too.
Like
And
there
the
was
big
not
cinema.
not an empty seat, and it was in the big one.
I had all the leg room as well.
And this
Ours
was like
super empty.
this was like a
Oh,
week
yeah,
after
ours
it
was
came
like-
out.
I think
we
we
were
were
just
like
down at the
literally
front,
the only
but-
ones in it.
Yeah, there's maybe a couple other people.
Yeah.
No, I had to go in the front row because there was only seats left.
Oh,
So
was
we're
it
like,
Yeah. It's like like when you see a film and it's like deadly, like a serious film.
Yeah.
It's got at least some laughs or something.
Yeah.
Like a wee bit of comic relief. Absolute nothing.
Nothing.
But
You're just sitting the whole time like,
yeah.
walk you fucking
It's really
moron.
bad though. Like my favourite part of that film is not Leonardo DiCaprio. It's Will Poulter.
Oh,
He's
well,
great in
The
that
so-
Irish guy.
No, he's English.
He's English, yeah.
Who are we talking about? Who's he?
The young guy.
The one that's in We Are. Have you seen
We Are the
We're in the
Millers.
Millers and he gets to pull Jennifer Aniston and that other girl.
Emma Roberts.
Oh, I know his cousin.
Will
Oh,
Poulter.
you do actually. Yeah, we spoke about this actually. No, I love him so much because I watched him in School of Comedy when
Yes.
I was a kid, and he was my favourite in that. I loved him so much, and then I'd like see him like in all these like coming up into like The Revenant and like We Are the Millers and stuff, and I was like, he's doing fucking well for himself.
I mean, The Revenant. That's like,
Yeah.
a big deal. He must be a great actor.
Oh,
for
he's
that
excellent.
director to choose him.
Yeah, he's really good.
Alejandro.
G and Yuritu.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. I like
Birdman guy.
Yeah.
Still not seen
So that's
Birdman.
why I wanted to say.
Right,
You still
number
not seen Birdman?
No.
Goodness gracious.
number 6, Aaron.
Oh.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 Cloverfield Lane.
Ooh, too high up.
Well, because that cinema experience was I literally had to remind myself. It's a film, don't get so stressed. Because I was like literally holding my
Ripping your hair
face.
out.
Yeah, you're next to me as
It was
well.
so tense, I was like, I felt like I was in it. I literally felt like I was in it.
You were going, no, no,
And
no,
I had to
no.
keep going, it's a film. It's a
Yeah,
film.
you
You
were
know that
so
way
funny.
you do it when it's like a horror film.
Yeah.
But, you know, it wasn't jumpy scary. It was just so, I was so invested. I was like,
Yeah.
and then
What do you like?
I was, just like, I was so invested, and then and it was with Brody, and he was falling asleep, and he got his toes out, and he's just like,
Did he actually?
Brody in the cinema with his toes out.
Would not surprise me.
no, he kept falling asleep, and then he
Yeah.
woke up, and then I woke him up before a jump scare bit.
Brody
He went,
was-
"Go, go."
You missed all the film.
You missed most of the film apart from the
Jump scare.
bit in the window.
Remember when
yeah.
we went to see Force
That's-
Awakens?
You were pissed.
We all fell asleep.
I did
I
miss
know.
myself.
Yeah.
Because it was like the third time most of us.
I was the 4th time.
Was
Oh,
it
when we
fun?
all went to see Force
Yeah.
Oh, and
Awakens,
he
and
fell
all
asleep.
of us fell
And
asleep.
we went out, and that's the night I went.
Yes.
Is it?
That's the night I went into.
we went.
Because we all went to yours.
We went to
Yeah,
Bamboo. And they kept trying to. So like they
Oh,
were.
God.
I was with them, and they were like. I was like, right, I'll go away so you can dance with these girls, and they were like, "Ooh, yeah!" So then they're dancing, and
Brody's
then
in the corner.
me and Brody are standing at the bar watching you, and you keep dancing, and then you keep like turning to each other, like you're with these girls, you're talking to them, and then you turn to talk to each other, like, "Oh, we're doing so well here," and you did it so often that the girls
We
just
turned
left
back.
because you were talking to each other instead of them.
And
To be
then I-
fair, I don't remember.
And then Aaron had to save me because a creepy guy kept coming and trying to dance with me. I was like, no.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you kept grabbing me to dance, so I would dance with you, and I was like, Leanne, what
You're
are
like,
you doing?
Leanne, I'm trying. And I was like,
Fuck
you're
off,
really just
Leanne.
get away
Us
from
four just had a great
I'm
time.
grafting Leanne.
dancing.
And I was
Oh,
like,
apart
yes,
from
he's
Brody.
grafting too.
Bruce Stanley's drink. It's like, it's okay, Brody. I think that was before his enlightenment.
Yeah.
Before the moment he had this midlife
No,
crisis
because
and
that-
turned everything around.
Oh yeah, because it was 2015.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, let's move on. Top 5 city.
Big
Oh,
tangent.
here we go.
Oh. My number 5 is Zootropolis.
Oh,
Toot toot.
I can't remember any actor that's in it.
the guy from
Jason Bateman, Jennifer Goodwin,
Jason Bateman's in it.
Alan Tudyk's in it. He
What
plays
a
the
film.
weasel.
One of
Idris
my-
Elba.
One of my all-time favourite animated films.
Shakira.
Just because of the moment with the sloth laughs. I got the giggle so hard.
You did it, I didn't.
I kept hitting him. I was going, why are you not laughing?
Because I wanted them to give him the thing.
For a good 5 minutes, I was laughing after it.
I'm too invested in
I
these
couldn't-
things.
and then you think about it during the film later on, and you just laugh for no reason. You go, that wasn't funny. I'm laughing at the sloth from like an hour ago. So funny. Such a nice film as well. And then we did the podcast, and then you showed me like this hidden meaning about bunnies or whatever being terrorists. And I was like,
No, it wasn't
I
quite
was
that,
like,
but-
wow.
but yeah.
What a hidden
It's
message.
about race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, excellent movie. Number 5 for me is Zootropolis, also known as Zootopia in America.
Which is
Good
why?
choice.
Why do you know the reason?
It's because there's going to be a zoo opening up in Europe called Zootopia,
Yeah.
and they have got the rights to that name.
Yeah.
So they couldn't distribute anything under the name Zootopia, otherwise it gets sued. So
I
to
don't
change
like
it to
zoo-
Zootropolis.
I don't like European people calling it Zootopia to kid on their American. It's not what it's called.
I hate that. It just grinds my gears when those Europeans do
Yeah.
that.
I hate the Europeans. Number 5 for me is Zootropolis.
What lovely weather we are having.
Well, of course I'm all right. And what is that? Nothing. Yeah, number 5.
My number 5 is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
I never saw that.
You need
Oh, very good.
Is it?
Have you seen it?
I'm not
No.
hugely into Harry
Have
Potter.
any of you seen it?
Nope.
Right. Well,
Right, go on then.
Tell us what it's about.
let me tell you. I just really like. I was gonna like it anyway because it's Harry Potter
Yeah.
and I'm a massive
You're
Harry
obsessed.
Potter person. I should make a fat joke about myself.
I'm a
You
massive
just
Harry
like,
Potter fan.
see, you almost didn't stop, and you were like, "Yes, I'm a massive Harry Potter." You are a massive Harry Potter.
Expecto Patronum! Learned that one.
Beautiful.
Patronum?
Oh yeah, because Chris is learning Harry Potter.
Learn the Harry Potter.
Are you getting into it?
Yep, I'm on number 4 or something then.
Yeah.
Yes.
Favourite one so far is Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh yes.
You said that
Gary
so
Oldman.
quickly.
Gary Oldman. Oh, Gary Oldman in that film. Fantastic Beasts.
Anyway, Fantastic Beasts, it was very good. I was worried about it because I was like, this is not needed. Like, we don't need more Harry Potter, do we? I mean, I do want it, but I don't, because what if it's bad? But it was actually much better than I expected it to be.
Cool.
It was a really excellent setup to the future of this new part of the franchise.
Is there?
And
Oh,
there's
is that what it is?
Disney
Is it going to be?
Yes,
Like
there's gonna be another 5 films.
oh fucking.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
no.
almost,
What?
that's
It's-
almost as many as
As the
Harry
other one.
Potter, yeah.
I
It's gonna
loved
be,
that Harry Potter was on like every day
On
over
Christmas, yeah.
Christmas.
Almost as many as Marvel.
but it's gonna be
Yeah.
it's about so young Dumbledore's gonna be in it. He wasn't in this one.
Oh,
But
mate.
he was mentioned. It's about it's like the one of the textbooks that Harry Potter uses is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, and that's written by Newt
When does he
Scamander.
use it?
Just in the books.
Oh,
For Care of Magical Creatures, probably. I don't know.
I don't-
But it's written by Newt Scamander, and that's who Eddie Redmayne's playing in this. So this is basically like just the setup for this new series, which is going to be all about Gellert Grindelwald and like that big war. He's a dark wizard, like the dark wizard that came before Voldemort. Really, he was Dumbledore's
Johnny Depp,
boyfriend. Yeah, Johnny Depp's playing him.
Wow.
Dumbledore's boyfriend.
Yeah, well, Dumbledore they definitely had a relationship.
Who?
Dumbledore and Gellert Grindelwald.
All right.
So it's like the setup for that basically. So the movie wasn't really about him at all. He only comes in like the last minute.
Who?
Grindelwald.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Johnny Depp.
it was a surprise.
Was he good?
I'm worried. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna be too like Johnny Depp, like ridiculous character sort. You know, yeah. But yeah, so it's about that. So it was like really good like setup. There's like new characters in
I
it.
want to watch it now.
There's Dan Fogler, I don't know his name, plays a muggle called Jacob Kowalski, and he's one of the most lovable characters I've ever seen in anything. He's just so lovely and so nice. He was really good. And Ezra Miller is in it as well. He's a character called Credence, and he was just incredible, just so good. Like I'm reading my notes, and I've actually written the weirdest one saying. Perfect example of America. Shoot first, ask questions later.
What? What the fuck?
Because this movie's set in New York, and then at the end where they're fighting the bad thing, like they're all like, no, don't shoot, don't do it, like with their wands.
Yeah.
But then they all go like, ah, flip doo flee, wherever the spell is, and like get the bad thing. And then when I was watching, I was like, that's so typical Americans.
Yeah.
Fucking shooting first, not even thinking about it.
You're like, I'm gonna write that down.
Actually, I read that. I was like,
Right,
oh,
cool.
alright,
How do
Liam.
I feel
Good
about
choice.
Eddie Redmayne though?
I don't really like
Do you know what it works for this? Like he's very much the same in everything. He's a little bit of a bumbling British idiot, but it works for this.
Gonna dress up like a woman.
Wow! Wow!
Cool.
He was good in it.
He's the
It
new.
worked.
Cool.
What's his face?
Harry Potter.
No. He's the new Hugh Grant.
Oh yeah.
And what?
In
In
everything.
general,
Oh right, yeah.
bumbling
Although,
British idiot.
Yeah.
He's the new
Hugh
Vince
Grant
Vaughn.
Although he's
redeemed
got an
himself.
Oscar. An Oscar.
An Oscar.
Hugh Grant redeemed himself in Cloud Atlas. Shit film, but Hugh Grant's performance.
He
is
also
actually
redeemed
okay.
himself in another film.
House.
Yes. Is it on your list?
TV show.
Is
No
it?
No comment.
Yes.
Oh, I know what that is. Right, okay, number 5, Ewan. We need to keep moving along.
Number 5. Oh, see me, man.
Ewan, I swear to God.
Number 5. Oh yes, number 5. Finding Young Dory.
Yeah.
Oh, I never saw it.
Oh, so
Oh,
good.
Aaron, you would love it. Wouldn't
Why?
you?
Do you have you seen Finding Nemo? Like Finding Nemo is, I don't know. You can't really compare it. You can't say, oh, it's better than Finding Nemo. Or it's two different things. It's just a nice follow on,
Yeah.
and I liked that as to, like, when me and Michelle Ross went to see it, or Michelle Ross and I went to see it, and then afterwards we were talking about how it's like they've made it for the people that were young
Then
watching Finding Nemo and have grown up and will get more, because it was quite there was quite a lot of like adult humour, like it's still good for kids and
Yeah.
stuff, like, and obviously we're all just big kids and it's funny, but yeah, it was quite a lot of like, it's something for everyone.
yeah,
I really enjoyed it. I had a great time.
loved it. Great film.
I want to watch it.
It's good.
Number 5, Aaron, please.
Make sure.
In
That's
English, that
definitely-
was number 5, Aaron, please.
My number 5, starring the big Meryl Streep and Hugh Grant,
Yeah.
Florence Foster Jenkins.
Yes.
I never saw it.
Oh, so good! You really saw it with Mr. Andrew Marley.
Andrew
It was
Marley.
his
Shout out
first-
to Andrew
It
Marley.
was his first Meryl Streep film since Mamma Mia, so he
And
loved it.
It was his first cinema trip in
Since
like
about 10
Spider-Man
years or
1 or
something.
something. With Tobey Maguire. Literally. Oh, and I loved like watching him throughout it, and his face was lighting up when she was acting, and she was amazing.
She was so good.
And he was Hugh Grant.
Yeah, I know.
Hugh Grant.
You guys,
He's got something about him. He'll be good someday.
Yeah.
No, I like
He's got
him.
some potential.
you've got potential in your fucking 50s.
He's
man.
got a nice house as well.
And and he likes prostitutes, which is fair. No, don't edit that out. It's quite funny.
Cool.
And the guy from The Big Bang Theory was
Oh yeah, he was very good.
he
as
was
well.
good.
Johnny Galecki.
No.
No.
I don't
Howard.
know,
Jim
I
Parsons.
hate The
The
Big
guy
Bang
that plays
Oh
Howard.
yeah, I can't remember his name.
Oh, what's his name? That's
Something
Howard.
Kid. No,
Yeah,
it's
I
something
Howard.
Kanowitz.
I don't know.
Eh.
Howard.
Definitely not.
Simon Helberg.
Simon
Oh
Helberg.
yeah, and he's great in it, and he plays the piano. What would you know? And it's actually him playing. Did you know that?
Yeah,
plays the
whenever
piano in Big
he
Bang
plays
Theory.
in Big Bang Theory, it's always him because he actually was gonna.
Mind they sang that song for Bernadette?
Because he considered not doing acting or whatever and just wanted to write music. Fun fact.
Burn
I
it.
like that fact.
I'm so sorry, I tried to propose to you. Yeah,
Burn
okay, cool.
it.
Number, we good?
Yeah,
Bet.
it's a good film. It'll break your heart and also make you feel nice. Go see it.
Oh yeah, it does break your heart, but it's good.
You can't go see it because it's not in cinemas, but buy it on Blu-ray.
Go see it at your house, which you live in.
Yeah,
Go
bang.
go to your living room.
Bye, DVD.
Okay,
Love the film.
we're now on to my number 4 with the Full House Men. My number 4 is The Nice Guys.
Oh, starring.
I've not seen it.
Same. It's
Starring.
so annoying.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe.
Ian Grieve.
And Ian Grieve. Oh,
Ryan
yeah,
Gosling
that's
and Ian Grieve.
such a good film. It's like a throwback to Rush Hour. It is
I
just.
don't know how you're saying that.
It's
I've not
just-
seen it, but it's just because Jackie Chan and that black
But
guy.
just Chris Tucker.
How is
Wait,
that?
they're making a Rush Hour 4. I'll be the
Oh.
judge of that. But it's like in Ryan Gosling. Ryan Gosling from Drive, right?
That's
and
him.
Place Beyond the Pines, and all these other
La
films,
La
and
Land.
Big Shot, and La La Land. Who knew he was absolutely hilarious? Because he's just
Is he?
those
He's
scenes
funny
where
in
he's just.
Crazy Stupid
He's
Love.
just slipping all over the place and falling about and rolling down hills and stuff.
Is he-
And Russell Crowe just picks him up and he's like a wee kid with his dad. I just thought I adored the film so much. It was like a happy to watch film. It was a funny film.
I'm
and-
so sorry, but you just farted.
It's alright, man. It's alright.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah,
that was
good
Ian's
film.
fault.
Good film.
How's
Very,
Ian?
very, 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 very good film. And Ian was alright. Yeah, his voice is great.
I should
God,
watch
what a
that,
voice.
Ian, man.
It is, yeah.
Russell Crowe.
A young Ian looks like a bit like who's Deadpool?
Ryan
Ryan
Reynolds.
Reynolds. Oh yeah, I've seen that
Never
before.
thought of that
Oh,
before. Yeah, Nice Guys. If you just want an uplifting film, that is, not uplifting. Like, I mean, you feel so good, but if you're in a bad mood or something, you want cheering up, a good comedy, check out The Nice Guys. Great film.
Or just do drugs.
Not just do drugs. Number 5. That's a big part of him, I'm sure. Oh no, it's porn, isn't it? Yeah, I think a porn star is a criminal or something, or
Don't give it away.
Or she gets kidnapped, and so they have to go and
What's this?
Nice Guys.
Nice
So they have
Guys.
to go and save the porn star.
He's still talking about it.
Hilarious film.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. Number 4.
My number 4 is War Dogs.
Oh really?
Not seen it.
Yeah, have you
Is
not?
that the one that Jonah
With
Hill
Jonah-
got
Jonah
Hill and
really
Mel
fat
Ferrer.
for?
Yes, which I find it funny he did because the guy he's like the guy
Playing
the real life
is
person he's
fat.
playing is not fat at all. He's actually quite tall and skinny. So it's kind
The
of funny.
the actual guy.
The actual guy, yeah.
He did
What?
it for like to show
Comical.
So, yeah,
To be
yeah,
different,
yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
It worked though. It worked. He was really like the movie was excellent.
Well, he's not gonna get like tall and skinny, is he? So he's just get
I reckon
fat.
Jonah Hill's got like 5 years left.
Do you think?
What, to live?
Because that's
Yeah,
drastic.
Yeah.
Yo-yoing.
Yeah, it's not good.
And
That's
you know
why
what, there's
Tom
just
Hanks
this-
has diabetes type 2, not what I have.
He's the fat version.
Yeah, he's good fat version.
It's type 2, the
Type
one
2
that
diabetes
he's brought
from all
on
the
himself.
weight, yeah. From all the
Tom Hanks.
yeah, from all the like weight shifting he did for roles and stuff.
Has Tom Hanks done that? What do you
Yeah.
think?
So what are you, type 1?
Yeah. Oh, like think about it, like Castaway, he lost loads of weight over the.
Bale.
Yeah.
Christian Bale must have that then.
Yeah, Christian Bale. Well, he doesn't have it, but he's at risk. Of it. We will, or he will be.
You think you're gonna help?
I
him as
like
well?
bulk eating and then
These-
Not
he was
eating.
just losing it and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
not
It's
good.
not healthy.
Yeah,
That's not good.
I really liked War Dogs. I thought
yeah,
it was
I
good.
loved it. I think they work really well. They're like Miles Teller and Jonah Hill. Like they're people you really want to watch on screen together.
He's a
So
very
he's
good
so
actor.
good.
Miles Teller.
Who was it? I put this in the chat. Who was it nearly?
It was nearly Shia LaBeouf and James Corden, which
Oh,
I
what?
honestly,
that would have been.
honestly, I loved I love War Dogs so much, but see, if that was James Corden, and it would have been James Corden being Miles Teller, and Shia LaBeouf would have been Jonah Hill.
Oh, really?
Really?
And I
would've been
think,
so
like,
good.
seeing it, like, because you've not seen it, like, but I actually think that would have worked
I'm
so well.
imagining it.
It would have worked so well.
I think Miles Teller's a real cheat.
I think, but I think James Corden, that would have been like really interesting to see him play like that sort of character, because like Miles Teller's character is not like particularly like funny or comedic. It's not like the sort of characters that James Corden normally plays. So I think it's actually quite a shame that
I forget that he's an actor.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know, because he does his
Show
talk
that,
show and
yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, good
like
choice.
I think it would have actually been a really interesting thing to see, because I mean I love James Corden with all my heart.
Yeah. Yeah, good film. I like that a lot as well. You had number 4.
My number 4 is Le Jungle Book.
So that was going to be a foreign film that I was like, am I going to be able to spell this?
The Jungle Book. That's it.
Awesome, man.
Rar, Shere Khan. Shere Khan.
Bagheera!
Bagheera.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was good.
I wish we had footage of that.
It was good. I mean,
And ladies and gentlemen, this is Ewan Ferguson's last appearance on the Good It's a joke, it was a joke.
I know, man.
Sorry.
Anyway,
Sorry.
yeah, it was good. I mean, the performances from all the animals was great.
It's amazing they can get animals to do that.
I know,
I
man.
know.
And they were almost
And
talking like
talk.
us.
I know, fucking hell, man. My favourite one was the wee, when they did the
Yeah.
Yeah, the
wee
honey.
animals.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John-
The bit where he's trying to get
Yeah.
honey.
It's John Favreau did.
Yeah.
How can you make those animals look so realistic, but Grandma Tarkin looks like a sim?
What?
Yeah,
He
I
did
know,
not
I
look
know,
like
I
a
know.
sim.
No, he didn't.
He looked like a real
No.
person.
No, but sometimes you'd just be a bit like,
I couldn't
that's
unsee
not
it.
real.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's impressive. We'll get to that later.
We'll get to
Yeah.
that. I did love it though.
What's up next?
Good stuff.
It's me.
Number
4.
4, young Adam.
My number 4 is Elvis Nixon,
Are you joking?
Oh,
Oh, I didn't expect that.
because you know it's a film where you knew exactly what happened because it was history,
Mhm.
right? They weren't going to change the story. There was no twists as such.
That's right. Yeah.
But it was just I was hooked
yeah.
because his performance of Elvis is so
Weird.
weird, and it just shows Elvis to be something that no one, I think, knows about.
Yeah, when you think of
He was
Elvis, you think of
stupid
this.
and mental and deluded
He was deluded.
and fat, and well, we all
Really?
knew he was fat,
Yeah.
but still a legend. But when he was getting disinterested in music, he
Yeah.
just became mental. And President Nixon, Kevin Spacey,
What a performance as well.
it was just, and the scene, it was just great.
It was a good big experience as well.
I feel like it could have been a play.
it could have been a one act thing.
Mm.
Just that interview.
Michael Shannon is Elvis.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Believe it or not.
believe
yeah.
it or not.
Is he good?
Yeah,
Really good. But see if I was to say Elvis, like play Elvis,
I would.
and I didn't see the rest of the film, I would think he was awful.
Mhm.
But it's the way he portrays Elvis to be this weirdo that
so
is just
great.
brilliant. Yeah, you're like, if that is what Elvis
It's
is like,
hilarious.
then that's mental.
And I think it was.
Yeah.
What was the experience like? What was our?
We just went to see it, and then we became the 2 podcasts. We talked about 1975, and then we had the movie tag Q&A thing.
That was a good
And
time.
that was a good day.
Yeah.
So yeah, great film.
Was
Yeah.
It's just out recently, wasn't it?
September time, yeah. August, September. Good film.
No, I really thought it was great,
Yeah.
and I would
Cool.
see it
Hidden gem this year.
Hidden gem.
Top 3 now. We're in the nitty gritty of films of 2016. My number 3 is Hell or High Water.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris Pine is an incredibly underrated actor because people just think of him from the guy from Star Trek. And don't get me wrong,
He
he's
is the guy.
very good in Star Trek, and he's arguably one of the best parts of the new series of Star Trek films. But I just didn't expect anything from him, and he just was amazing. And I'm not a big Ben Foster fan either. I've not seen enough, for me to be a big fan of him. But he really impressed me. Jeff Bridges, that voice, and it was the relationship between the two sets of couples. So Jeff Bridges and his partner.
Have you watched it again?
No,
How do you remember all this?
I don't know.
Oh, go on.
And between Ben Foster and Chris Pine's character, two completely different relationships that all come together into this one thing.
Oh yeah.
by the end.
Yeah.
Such an underrated film. It's going to be one people forget about because it got lost in the summer because of Finding Dory and Suicide Squad. All in that 1 week, the 3 films came out. Maybe something else, I think.
Hell or High Water.
But did you see the IMDb all put like some film reviewers all their top 10s in Hell or High Water is really high up?
There was a one that was like top 10 most forgotten films of 2016 from Watch Mojo, and that was like number 2.
Was it?
Yeah,
What was number 1?
I can't remember.
Exactly.
I blast off Hell or High Water. I was like, okay, I'm done. Yeah,
That's good.
if I'm going to recommend, I'm sure the rest of the films we've seen. We're going to put on the rest of this list. I'm sure a lot of people have seen. If you've not seen Hell or High Water, that is my number 1 most recommended film.
It's a modern western.
Modern Western. So yeah, that's me. Number 3, please, Leanne.
Rogue One.
Woo!
Oh.
First person to mention it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Right. I've got a confession. I fell asleep
Oh yes.
for about 15 minutes
Yeah.
of the movie. But when I woke up, it didn't matter because I've never been so pumped up by a movie in my whole life. Like, I was sitting next to Chris and was definitely annoying him because I kept slapping him and I was just grabbing him and being like,
Annoying
oh my god! Like,
You kept going.
yeah, I know. I wish it'd been filmed or something because
See?
I think my reactions must have been something else because I was literally like, ah!
I didn't know you fell asleep. So like you fell asleep for about 15 minutes and there was no movement.
I missed. I
I was
feel
like,
like
hope she's okay. And then you said to me, so I've missed what's happened. What's happened? And I said, no one believes her apart from these folk.
and I was like, oh, I know that. I know
And
that.
you went.
But no,
That was
I was
you.
so good. It was so good. Like it was literally that last 45 minutes or so. I was hooked. Like I was actually on the edge of my seat for the whole thing, and I was
Ryan.
crying.
The end, your face at the end.
At the end of the movie, we had to. There was 5 of us. 5 of us. There was 5 of us at the cinema together. They had to sit and wait for me at the end of for the credits to finish because I was crying so much, like so hard.
She looked at me when we.
As it ended, I just looked at Chris and Chris looked at me and he was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No,
and
I
she
am
just.
not."
It was like. Like that. She started
Like, it was,
crying.
I was not making a noise because I was like, "This is really
Yeah.
embarrassing." Like I'm in public right now, but I was crying.
Yeah.
So like if I'll go see it again and I'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
Like it was awful, but I loved it so much.
Cool.
And
Cool.
I really fancy, this is my notes, really fancy Diego, is it
Yeah.
Luna or Luna?
Did he play Cassian?
Cassian, yeah.
Very attractive.
He's got such a sexy accent.
Afalancy Felicity Jones.
I didn't like her until now.
Yeah, she's been shit and everything.
Still no sure.
Thought she was good.
I like, and
Riz
Riz
Ahmed.
Ahmed,
Really good
yeah,
performance.
he was so good.
Jon Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads
Aye,
Mikkelsen.
And Alan Tudyk once
Oh,
again.
Yes.
Mads Mikkelsen was
He
so
was
good in
my
that film.
that's my favourite droid of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah.
He was you. He's you.
It is me.
Yeah, he's Sheldon Cooper.
It's very.
No,
hard.
he's Aaron.
I guess he is. Yeah, I didn't think of that. One
I'll
of my
just
favourite
stay in
bits.
the car then.
One of my favourite bits of the whole film is when she shoots the other one. Did you know that wasn't me?
No, my favourite bit was I'll be with you. Because Cassian told me to be.
Yeah,
And then
my
his-
favorite bit
his
was
scene.
when he actually gets the blaster and when he doesn't even look, like literally the door opens and he's like phew
Yeah.
and gets. I was like yes.
And it's
yes.
so sad when he
That's the
decomposes.
worst.
It's the
That's the worst.
so
most sad.
It's like slow
But-
when he's falling down.
so bad.
Everyone.
Everyone.
But we knew that going in.
I
The thing
didn't.
is,
None of them
I
had
don't-
any hope.
Yeah, I know, but that's
Yeah.
that's why they had to do it. I guess
Yeah,
like to
none of them
explain
are
why
gonna
these
hope.
people aren't in it. But
Oh, and-
god.
Well, I'm just going to say my number 3 is Rogue One too. So I'm going
Okay, great.
My number 3 is Rogue One as well. So just to say, I love how they, how everyone was always going on about, oh, that's such a stupid flaw about the Death Star.
Yeah.
And they corrected it.
Corrected it, fixed it.
Yeah.
Give me an
Yeah,
argument now.
no problem.
Yeah.
Literally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, just not even that it didn't make sense before, but it's just a nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So well,
I hate things like that. All those flaws in Star Wars. It's fucking Star Wars.
Exactly. It's not real,
It's
mate.
not real. There's a flaw because there's spaceships and stuff.
And literally the last 5 minutes.
Oh,
It's just like
Oh,
shit.
man.
it's when it's the pitch black and then it's just.
You just hear.
I just
And
thought he'd be there, but then not he's
But Chris was like looking at me, waiting for me to react. To
I
it.
just wanted to see what she'd
He was
do.
literally just looking at me like,
I
and then it happened, and I was like,
And he just like pummels through them all. Actual.
That's the darkest I've ever seen him, because in the originals he's an old man.
aye.
You know what I mean? Playing
But
him.
this is young Vader himself.
Yeah, this is just
Boom, running through them all like a fucking wrestler. Brilliant.
actual.
Yeah. The
Right.
roof on the floor through the door. Brilliant.
Well, I was
I was scared at that point.
Yeah.
I was
It's scary,
see the guy that's
really.
running away. I was like,
run,
fucking
run.
better run.
And I think my favourite bit in the whole film, other than the Princess Leia bit, that just I was amazed by, my jaw hit the floor.
Oh,
But my favourite bit is the bit where Darth Vader's just put the lightsaber on and he's going through folk, and the guy's got the Death Star on the wee hard drive
Yeah.
with the plans. He's like, take them!
Because he realised.
Because he knows he's going to die.
Yeah.
And the guy grabs it and starts running.
Yeah.
Because I said this, I posted a YouTube
He
review.
falls.
I posted a video on YouTube that's like 25 minutes long, right? And I basically spent about 10 minutes talking about this moment because I've always wanted to know the rebels at the start of A New Hope. Why are they running? They don't need to run. It's to add excitement to the film, but there's no real reason for it. Now we know they're running because someone just gave them the plans and they're going to try and give them to Leia. Brilliant film, and they're running away from Darth Vader.
Do you know what's annoying?
They've seen him before we have.
Do you know what's annoying me is my brother. He loves Star Wars. He loves it, but he did not like Force Awakens, and he's not enjoying it because it's like not changing it, but because it's like taking away. It's not acknowledging like the comics and all that, which he was like. So he
No,
liked
the
that, and
extended
he's
universe.
So he's refusing to see Rogue One, and I was like, no,
It's
Dad.
a homage to the extended.
I was like, no, Danny, you need to watch it because it's so excellent. And he's like, no, it's stupid. Like, and he's saying all these things, and he's like saying all that. He's like, it's not needed. It's just stupid. And I'm like, Danny, like, you literally don't understand.
Yeah.
You need to. It's such an excellent film. Like, as a standalone, like, but it was just so good.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to watch it, and it's annoying me that he won't because he will. I know he'll like it.
Careful not to choke on your aspirations.
I love that.
Oh,
Some
yeah.
people hated that line.
I can't say it,
loved
but-
it.
I loved it.
Because
Yeah.
Darth Vader is sassy when you
Yeah.
look back at the originals.
It's quite sassy.
It was just the return. His wee.
And I love how
Yeah.
it is James Earl Jones, right? And his voice doesn't sound anything like Darth Vader. Do you know what I mean? But it's okay because you know it's actually him. If it was someone else doing an impression of Darth Vader, you'd be like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
He's just gotten old.
Can
You
we
know what I
just-
mean?
Yeah.
Can we also talk about the CGI for a moment? Like, I know you were saying like you thought like
No, it was amazing how they did it, but like
What- 'cause-
Tarkin, yeah.
couldn't get
No.
over it.
No, it was
so tall.
no me. See, I was like, I can't believe that's a cartoon. Like,
Yeah.
you-
30 years
Yeah, no, I
Yeah,
was.
it's the
It
fact-
was amazing, but yeah.
It's obviously it was obvious it's a
Yeah.
CGI thing, but I think it was just the fact that if you weren't paying really close attention to it, if you were watching that, you wouldn't notice.
No.
And it was just it's the fact that like we have the technology to do that is
Yeah.
amazing. Like, he died 30 years ago, and he was on.
He's back working again.
Like Peter Cushing, man.
It was
Honestly.
the Leia bit that really got me though.
Leia-
Not just because I saw it before Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah,
It was more effective after she died.
yeah,
but
well, because I was.
that's why you
Because I was so upset about
Um,
that and just.
because we saw Carrie Fisher on Graham Norton a week before, and she didn't look very healthy, right? But-
It was that flight. That was that flight back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
From that, yeah.
that's when she had the heart attack.
So it was like you see her being silly and you know what I mean, like just over the top Carrie Fisher. So it's just I kind of knew she would be in it, Leia would be in it but maybe from a distance.
It got spoiled
You know what I mean?
It got spoiled for me. I didn't know that she was going to be in it, and then it was like someone on Instagram posted a
Oh, you
photo,
told
a
me.
comparison of CGI Leia and like real life Leia, and I was so annoyed. And then like the comments on it, like the person who posted it was like, "Oh, you can't be annoyed. Like the movie's been out for a week." I was like,
A week?
I was like, a week. I was like, anyone could be fucking
Yeah.
annoyed. You just ruined fucking Rogue One.
Yeah.
Like, I was so pissed off.
Right, let's move on because we're going to come back to it in a couple of points anyway. I'm sure. Right, Adoration number 3.
Had it. It is an odd choice, but I went to see it again and I loved it more. Hail Caesar.
Oh.
That's one of my honourable mentions.
I wanted
You
to
didn't
see
like
it.
it.
I wanted to put it in my
Let's
thing,
see.
but my cousin shouted at me, so I had to take it out.
I don't know why they shout at you because nothing much
Happens, but it's
but
great.
I loved
I
it.
loved it too.
It's so
I really
good.
want to watch it
The
again.
whole scene when he's like,
I've watched it
what
again.
What did it worse is?
What did it worse
What
to
did it
say?
worse? And until the Swinton's two people.
Yeah.
No, she's not. Are you going to the toilet?
Yeah, so I've not seen this film.
Depends where folk are. Like my dad and I may be in there, so you may want to go upstairs. You can go in if you want. It's a big
Should
deal.
I in? I thought it was in.
Picked up Rachel.
Just beginning.
I'll just hold it, man. I can.
You can go. It's fine.
No.
I need to pee, and I've not gone. I'm trying to. I'll pick up where I left off. So you can
And
get
3, 2, 1.
That's why I said.
out. And it's just a great film, and it's a great scene there.
Yeah. It's
Cool.
so good.
Yeah, love it.
And
You
you know
didn't
what?
like
I
it.
actually like Scarlett Johansson in that, and I don't like her.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
Jonah Hill as well. Jonah Hill. What did he not get like third billing, and he's in it for at least 30
He's
seconds?
on the poster.
That's
He's literally-
right,
He has one line,
Yeah.
which is something.
You
can't
got
remember
it.
what it is.
You know it.
Third billing.
Yeah.
He's
I'm
like one
trying to
Like,
take
look,
that as the dances. Oh, I want
Oh,
to watch
yeah.
it again. Put it
I
on.
watched it last week.
Mark Hamill got second billing for Force Awakens.
Oh yeah.
Did he?
yeah.
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 Do you know that
What, on the
Mark Hamill thought when they were
Credit-
doing
credits.
when they like started all the work for Force Awakens or whatever, Mark Hamill
Trained.
didn't he was like trying to lose weight and stuff, but he didn't read the script until it came to the day of the read through. And see the bit in Force Awakens where she's found the lightsaber and all the ghosty shit's happening, you can hear like Obi-Wan talking and all that. That's where he thought, he was like, this is it, this is when I come in. He didn't know that he didn't come in until the very end. Like he didn't know that.
For the read-
And he was so pissed off about
Really?
it. Yeah, because Danny was talking. This is one of the reasons Danny's not interested, is because Mark Hamill's been saying that it's all shite.
Really?
Yeah, he watched a video for half an hour and it's just Mark Hamill absolutely slating the scripts
Really?
for episode 8 and 9.
I don't care.
I was like, fuck up, Danny, you're gonna like it.
Mark Hamill can't act anyway.
I know. It's just Mark Hamill.
Oh, do you know what
Every-
I watched? Sorry. A Star Wars Christmas Story or Holiday Special. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my fucking! It's like set in the Wookiee's home. It's so stupid. It's the most stupid. But they're all in it. Like Gary Fisher, Harrison Ford.
And
Really?
the
Mark
Ewok, the Ewok
Mark
one.
Hamill looks like a Ken doll. He's so tanned and it just
Is
so
it
stupid.
after A New Hope?
It's nowhere.
No, as in, like when it was filmed.
Oh, like yeah, it's like, just after A New Hope, it came out.
Oh,
just after-
so
was
Mark
meant to be
Hamill
for a
still looks
holiday.
normal.
like yeah, not like
That
oh,
very
like
nice.
oh yeah.
I didn't even know
he
you've
was
seen
in a
that.
car
The
crash
car
and
crash.
shit,
It's totally changed his face.
yeah. Anyway, yeah, like
Oh, I've seen
oh,
that.
it's like I don't know how long it is. I can't remember, but oh, it's awful.
I saw a Lego one
It's awful.
once. Lego Star Wars. Something for 25 minutes.
The reason you've never heard of it is because they don't want you to.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I
Do
see.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you will find it somewhere.
Cool.
And it's awful.
Well, we might as well stick with the Star Wars chat because my number 2 is Rogue One,
Yes.
Star Wars story.
Or Rogue 2.
Rogue 2, Star Wars story, my number 1.
Star Wars 3.85.
3.2. 3.5. I said that to my sister. I was like, come see it because it's 3.5. Yeah, I knew I would love it because it was Star Wars. Force Awakens holds a very, very special place in my heart. So it could have been awful and I'd still love it.
Yeah.
I thought the first
Yeah.
hour was really, really slow and poor. And I was getting really worried.
That's why
I
I
was
fell
like-
asleep.
Oh man, they've fucked it. And the last half is so good.
Because of that build up.
It's so good because of that build up. It just makes up for it. And it's like the battles and the scenery and the music, and it wasn't even John Williams. Do you know what I mean? And it's like
Star Wars, not Star Wars, sorry. Stormtroopers walking out of water.
walking the word turns me on. The lightsaber bit with Vader, just seeing Darth Vader again. And I love films and series and sagas and trilogies that sort of reflect back to each other, like Back to the Future or the Tarantino movies or the Before trilogy, where they just all have a link to some point else in the saga. And Star Wars kind of does, but they're so different and they're so far in between each other. You can do, but it's just based on the characters. Whereas this one completely links into A New Hope,
yeah.
and we all have so many questions about A New Hope, and it's the first time anyone ever saw anything like that in the 70s.
It's the prequel that everyone wanted.
And now we
Literally.
know where it all started from, because people are like, oh well, this is just the start of Star Wars, we just accept that. But now we know where they're running to, where Darth Vader was coming from, like how they got the plans. I just think it was an absolute genius. So cool just to watch, and so nice to take it all in and stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the best films of the last decade. in my
Also,
opinion.
so good for its diverse casting.
It's
like
so
the
different.
amount of stories coming out about like
Yeah.
older people coming like seeing this movie and like being
Yeah.
like seeing someone that looks like them
Mhm.
in a movie, because I read a thing like Diego Luna shared it. Luna, I don't know, shared it, and it was like a girl took her elderly Mexican father to go see Rogue One, and then he was like kept asking her questions like, wait, is he Mexican? Why he's kept his accent, like, and being like,
Good stuff.
why did he do that? And then being like, is this movie doing well? Like, really like excited by the fact that like basically the biggest movie is like its main male cast is a Mexican man. Like, it's just really nice like hearing all those stories about people being like so
Important.
like warmed by it.
Good stuff, man. Good
Um,
film.
Also, the reason I think, I know I'm going back to that Darth Vader scene, but because I'd went in preparing myself like, there's not going to be any lightsabers, I'm okay with that, blah blah.
Yeah.
I just prepared, and then as soon as I seen it, I was like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a film.
I changed
Stunning.
my underwear.
Right. Okay. Number 2, Leanne.
My number 2 is Jungle Book, and I feel like I don't need to explain
Yeah,
why,
we've just
because
talked about
we've
it.
done a full
Move on.
podcast about it.
Yeah.
So
Good
there you
choice.
go. That's me done.
Cool. And if you want to hear a review right after it, episode 3 of The Good Bit is now available, CM42 TV on YouTube. Ewan, number 2.
Moana.
Wow.
Make
Make
way, make way. Moana, it's time you knew.
You like Moana more than Rogue One and Jungle Book.
I fucking love Moana, man. Oh, I don't even know what to say about it, but it was just the experience as well. Nice. 'cause
Happy
we
birthday, Ewan.
went for dinner and it was nice. Yeah, and we were
Spirits
just
were
like,
high.
oh,
Oh, it's your birthday. That's nice.
yeah, we were like, oh, we'll just like, because the night before we were like, oh, what can we see? And I was like, oh, well, I quite fancy Moana.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, yeah, let's try it. Let's see what
I'm
happens.
so glad you said
It's like
Moana.
your choice, Ewan. Yeah.
And it was good. And I prefer it much more to Frozen. The Rock
I feel like
singing.
Who knew? Well,
he
I knew
good?
The Rock could sing because he did stuff in WWE, but I didn't know he could sing like that.
Is he good?
And rap.
It was
Yeah.
so good. And rap. I know the rap off by heart.
And
I've done that so many times.
I hadn't heard Flight of the Conchords in years.
Yeah.
Jermaine. Oh.
It was so good. It was the fact that Lynn
I started
that
listening
he
to
was
them.
able to write a song that sounded like a Flight
Yeah.
of the Conchord song.
Yes.
Because I thought when we were coming out, Ross kept saying like, "Oh no, he definitely wrote that. He wrote that." And then when you looked it up, and you're like, "No, Lin-Manuel wrote it." Like it wasn't Jermaine.
So good.
Most beautiful girl I have ever seen eating a kebab. You could be a waitress.
I made a top 40 songs of 2016 playlist,
Yes.
and You're Welcome and How Far I'll Go are both on there.
Oh, you need to get
They were my 2
where
favourite
you
ones.
are on.
Yeah, it's good, but it's just not too enough. I couldn't put the whole soundtrack on there.
Shiny.
Where you are with the granny bit is.
Oh yeah, I am Moana.
No,
That's good.
You are your father's daughter.
So nice can be.
Yeah, I liked Moana. Go see it.
Good
Or
stuff.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Whatever. Do what you want. Fuck it.
Listen to it.
Enjoy your life. Number 2, please. Aaron Dockland.
My number 2 is Rogue One. I was trying to think of a really shit film to say. I'd be like, no, but I couldn't think of any.
I've got a sexy feeling that we might have
The three of us
similar
will have
number
that.
ones.
Whoa.
Yeah, Rogue One. We've discussed it. It's great.
Is that your lightsaber impression?
Yeah, we can move on.
Cool.
What's your number 1? What's your number 1,
Oh, I
Chris?
know what all your number ones are.
My number 1 is
like-
for 3 of us. It's the 3 of us. My number 1 is 999.
It's me and Christopher
No,
went to
really.
see. It was a beautiful.
Your favorite part is good.
Okay, so my 2016 film of the year is The Hateful Eight.
Should we just announce ours now?
Yeah, go on.
Well, mine's is
Yeah.
Why are you looking? You know it.
it's the Hateful Eight.
Hateful Eight. So all
What's
3 of
yours?
us, all the men in the house.
It's just the Hateful Eight.
Yeah, that was cough for Hateful
My
Eight.
hateful 8. No.
I'm surprised it wasn't your number 8 because you gave it an 8 out of 10 because of the name.
Did I?
Yeah.
Oh,
You said I'm not
because-
going to rate it any more than an 8 because it's the Hateful Eight. Yeah.
I love
um,
old me.
I think the film New Year, New You. I think the film is great.
Yeah.
I think the cast is great.
Yeah.
The writing's great. The
Yeah.
violence is great. The comedy is great.
I've
but
watched
the
it
thing that
3
made
times.
twice. I think the thing that made it was our wee day because I hadn't seen you in about 2 weeks, so that was nice to catch up on.
I'm
Did
just
we go
really
for?
upset because I was invited but I couldn't go.
Did we go for
You could have been
food?
part of this.
Yeah, I know.
Did we go get some tea?
We
No,
did.
we didn't. Well, you might have. I didn't.
We did,
'cause
did
I
we
was-
At the West End, did we not?
No. Well, we got a Subway. I met you there in town. We got the Subway in.
We
We,
met-
met,
we
we met you at the
Because
West
there was no
End.
point in me coming
Yeah.
all the way into town, so you might
Maybe we
have
did.
food
We
in town.
might have had. We had
McDonald's or
McDonald's. We did have
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Oh, yes.
We went to we sat upstairs.
Food of Kings.
Yeah, I mean then we got to this beautiful theatre.
Have you been back?
No, I'm not. I don't want to.
Yes.
I don't
What
want
did you
to.
Because it's just that.
It's
When
that
Pitch
memory.
Perfect 2 come out.
And we had.
So perfect in the clothes.
Yeah, with my sister.
When did Bridget Jones' Baby come out?
2015?
Pardon?
2015?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know I've not been back.
But,
Uh,
but it was like
no,
it
I
was
have.
like,
Oh, no, I haven't. Straight out of Compton, when was that last
That
year?
was 2015.
so there was like the atmosphere there. It was like a pub down the road, and that was kind of like loud and buzzing from there. Then there was just like a nice feel in the air, and it sounds cringy, but it was.
did.
They had lights over the top. We went to the theatre. That was so cool. We got like glass bottles. There was a bar. And there's a bar similar there, but there wasn't at that time. It was the first film I saw that year. In fact, you know what? I saw Joy first, but that wasn't very joyful. So we saw this is the first really good film.
Yeah.
It was with you guys. We
What
got
was
a
the third film you saw the year before?
such
We
a-
saw Force Awakens.
I know, but
first.
they came out the year.
Fuck you.
Then we got there was nice seats, wee tables,
A little
couches, loads of leg room. And it was a 3-hour film. It was the first film I saw in the cinema that was an 18.
Absolutely loved it.
First
Yes.
Tarantino film I saw in the cinema.
First Tarantino film I ever saw.
Yeah, that is bizarre as well.
I
That's
know.
brilliant.
And now
So-
I've seen all of them as of yesterday night.
My favourite Tarantino
That's
film
all.
is Pulp Fiction, and then I think it's Hateful Eight.
Have you seen Kill Bill?
Yeah,
I watched Kill Bill for the first time last night. Both
great
of them.
film.
See, I've not seen Pulp Fiction or anything. In fact, I don't even know what Tarantino films I have seen.
What?
I don't think I've seen
Yes.
any.
I've
Reservoir-
seen Kill Bill.
Why
Reservoir
you
Dogs.
can't look at me like that. You literally hadn't seen any at the
I've
start
seen
of
I know,
last
both.
year.
but-
I've seen both Kill
Yeah,
Bills.
Jackie Brown. I've not seen Jackie Brown.
No,
I've
I've got Ian's DVD in the other room.
Hateful Eight.
of
Jackie Brown. He
It's
gave
good.
me to borrow. Yeah,
watch it. It's really good.
cool. But yeah, my number one and Ewan's number one and Anna's number one is the Hateful Eight. Leanne.
I feel like mine's such an anticlimax, but my number one film of 2016 was one I know none of you saw, and it was Edge of 17.
It's a Stevie Nicks
Oh
song.
really? Do you know what I like that because it's like it's not a big choice. Do you know what I mean?
You just watched that the other night, did you know?
No, I saw it when it came out.
On the day before his birthday.
Is this the one that looks like Michelle, the main girl?
No, she doesn't like
It's
it.
the day
Michelle.
before
No, I'm
his
thinking of something
birthday.
else. I'm thinking of the Duff.
We
Oh
were
yeah, I
waiting
saw
for
it
him and we were telling
the
about it.
Is
day before
the
we watched
Stevie
it.
Nicks song in it?
Maybe, I don't know.
It's the song from School of Rock.
Don't think so, no.
That's a big disappointment.
No, but I saw it because I saw the trailer of it and I was like, I need to see it. Like, it's got Haley Steinfeld
Yes.
and Woody Harrelson in it. And
Oh,
it was such a fucking excellent movie. Like, I laughed so hard at it and I cried so hard at it. Like, it was really quite real. Like, Haley Steinfeld plays a character called Nadine, and just like so often. I was like, that's the only thing I didn't like about the movie was her name. It was just like so many things, like so the things like she was feeling and the things that she was saying and all that. Like so often, I was like, well, that was me when I was a teenager, which makes me sad to say that I have to say was a teenager because I'm not one anymore.
Oh my god, yeah.
So
This is-
old.
I
I
wrote
wouldn't be
last year
late this
in
year.
teens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was just that was amazing. Her and Haley Steinfeld and Woody Harrelson are like Miles Teller and Jonah Hill. Like they're just really excellent chemistry on screen. Like really good to watch. And there was a character in it called Erwin Kim, and he was like, he's this little Asian guy, and he fancies Nadine, and then like tries to get to know her, and they become friends, and like. He is just one of the most endearing characters, and it was the actor who played him was one of the most believable performances I've seen in anything ever. Like he was just so real, like he was just so believable and like charismatic and goofy and nice, and he was just one of my favorite characters in anything I've ever seen. And he was the guy who plays him is Hayden Setzo. I don't know.
Hayden Christensen.
I don't know. And
I'll do time lapse.
he's 30 years old, and this is his breakout role as a teenager.
As a teenager.
But he was just so like lovely and anything. But
What
then
age is Haley Steinfeld?
she's 19 or 20. I think
Is
she's younger than me.
Is she?
yeah.
But she was in.
Pitch Perfect too.
Yeah.
But the one thing I noticed last night when I was making my list, I like wrote down the directors of everything just like in case I needed to know, and it was the only movie in my full list that was written, directed, and produced by a lady.
Really?
Only one. And then I was like, because when the movie came out, there was like, I saw quite a lot of like tweets and stuff about people being like, go see Edge of 17, excellent movie made by a lady, like this is why we should be allowed to make movies and stuff. And then you like realize like the lack of women directing
Yeah, good call.
and all that. So
There
that was
just
another
isn't.
reason why it was one of my number ones, because it was
You're right.
a lady making it, and it was like also there was a lot of like improv in it where it was just she was like, just do what you want, see what you can, and like because I watched so many clips about it. There's like a really cute scene where they're on a Ferris wheel, Erwin, Kim, and Nadine, and they're just talking and it's quite nice, and then there's like a wee silence, and then he goes in to kiss her, and then she's like, oh whoa, and then he's like, oh I'm sorry, and then she's like, oh maybe we should just get off the ride, and he's like, yeah let's go off, and then he's like shouting off the thing like, can we get off, off, and he's like, I'm really sorry, I didn't mean to, it just got really loud there. And it was like one of those really nice scenes.
Yeah, I get you.
Blake Jenner's in it.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier.
Did you just say that? Sorry.
Yeah.
Again.
Cool. I like that. How it's your
Wasn't
choice.
Yeah.
I like that. Cool.
Very nice.
Also,
one.
she's been nominated for, Hayley Steinfeld's been nominated for a Golden Globe for it.
The Golden
For
Globe.
Best actress in a
Golden Globe nominations are bizarre.
comedy.
Seen them? Hell or High Water's up for one. And that's it. And Deadpool. And that's
Best
it.
picture.
No, it's like best performance by a supporting actor or something.
I've not looked at the nominations.
Cool. Well, that is our top 10, ladies and gentlemen.
Asians actually look like they could live forever, don't they? Like they don't age at all. Sorry, I'm just
Asians.
No. Asian people. There's a thing. They don't age until they're about 60. But past the age of 60, like turn into a nugget.
Yeah.
They do.
Are you looking
Excuse
up
me,
pages?
Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so
Nugget.
good. He's
Enter
ahead of-
Nugget.
he's go far. That
Nugget does not like you.
That guy. He's so good.
I'm going to read out my fun facts because I took the liberty of noting them down last night and I forgot to read them out earlier. So in 2016, I watched 162 movies.
Fucking hell.
54 of them were released in 2016.
How do you know that though?
53
Because he
I watched.
makes lists of
Took a
everything.
note of them. 53 I watched for the first time,
Are you autistic?
and 50 and 50 I rewatched. And I
Curious
saw
incident of Chris Moffat.
21 other things that weren't movies, so plays, concerts, and wrestling events.
I saw 30 something things that were like concerts, plays, whatever, and I saw 54 things in the cinema, but a lot of them I'd seen, like I'd gone to see, like because I saw Force Awakens 3 times,
Yeah.
Jungle Book 4 times, War Dogs twice, Suicide Squad twice, don't know why.
Suicide Squad.
Twice.
Suicide Squad, the name but
I've seen
true.
Suicide Squad 3 times.
When you
I
say
saw it
that, I
twice.
just think of Margot Robbie and I'm a bit sad.
Yes.
I
You'll never
understand.
be there. Well, no, you could be there.
Practically
Yeah.
am.
I've got a new thing this year. Every Thursday I want to go to the cinema. Film Club Thursdays. And I'm going to,
You won't.
Either
Thursdays
review
aren't really great for me.
in terms of like filming them or rating them, I'm going to rate some sort of review each time
Really?
and keep a note every time.
I can't
Oh.
make. I can't make.
That's alright, man. I accept that.
There's no cinema near me.
Maybe
Chris, I
that's
don't
see
think
any
you know
finish that.
Thursdays aren't great for you.
You want to do Film Club Wednesdays?
That doesn't have a
Even
ring to it.
worse.
we said we were going to do that.
I mean, I don't know, but now it's a
Well,
goal.
you've gone. So
Oh well, you left.
Shut your.
I need to
Shut
fill
your
the
bag,
very,
yeah,
very dark and
diabetic.
empty void that has been left in Chris Moffat's heart.
Nothing can fill my void for Aaron.
Yeah, me
Nothing
neither.
can
That's
fill
a
it.
good
I
answer.
do miss him, and we've missed
My
him. We've
dick.
missed him on the show, haven't we?
His dick.
We've missed having him on the show.
I thought I was meaning giving my dick to Aaron. I didn't realise I meant giving it to you. I apologise.
Have you guys got
I'm
any?
flat.
Eyes have failed.
Have you guys got any honourable mentions that didn't quite make your top 10 that you'd like to mention?
Hail
Oh.
Caesar Zootropolis.
Yeah, boy.
I Daniel Blake. I said that already, but
Yeah,
it's been
but
on
it's
someone's list. Whose list has it been on?
Yeah,
Yours.
plans. My five not on.
Your 5.
My five.
Incarnate.
See, my 5 honourable mentions were Room, Captain Fantastic, Deadpool, Creed, and 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Honourable
Surprised
mention.
Creed wasn't on your list.
I've not seen Creed.
That's why it wasn't on his list. I thought you did.
That
I thought you had.
Oh
I
wait,
thought you had.
mine actually. There was 2 movies I saw in 2016 that came out in 2015 that would have been on
Yeah.
my list had they come out in 2016, and that was Force Awakens, obviously, and Straight Outta Compton, which I saw for the first time like last month. And
Is it good?
That's not on No, it's 2015.
Yeah, but I just said it came out in 2015 and I saw it in 2016.
Glad you
Mind
cleared
blown.
that.
That's good there.
David Brent, the movie, honorable mention.
Oh, I want to. I want to see that in my bed.
Slough, my kind of town.
Have you seen it?
I don't know how.
Have you seen it?
No, but I know that song.
Oh, it's
Anyone can put you down.
Watch it is the best thing.
Well, I
ever.
just.
Because Ricky Gervais was in a band, like.
Yeah.
And he's so good and absolutely fabulous in the movie. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
Everyone's in it. Every celebrity you'll ever think
More
of. is in it.
convenient than a Tesco Express. The station just got a new floor.
Hard shoulder, coffee holder.
Brilliant. Listen to Slough by David Brent.
Listen to that album.
That came
Yeah.
on. Ricky Gervais
That
song
came on
when we
in
were
London.
when we were in
Laugh
Costa.
on the road. No,
Why don't you walk down Equality Street?
no, what's the line?
Quality
Something about
standards.
Costa.
No, it's the line. Oh, hit the road and head down to Sidcup.
Oh
That's
yeah,
where I
sure.
live.
Yeah.
That's really.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Are we having a Nando's?
Can we?
Are we?
Or we can have a Five Guys or something if you want.
Oh.
Well, let's go have
Or a
something to eat.
KFC?
Let's go have something to eat, ladies and gentlemen. My name's been Chris Moffat. This has been the Good Bit Podcast, Top 10 Movies of 2016. Joining me today have been Leanne McMaster.
Have been.
Have been.
Have been. Nice.
Has
The has been.
Has been. I don't want to call you has-beens. That's a bit horrible. You're a has.
Do you know why you pointed at me when you said has been Aaron Dockard?
Because you are has been.
I'm all that is.
I'm
I is be. Gisby. Gizmo.
Gav-
Say a name.
Oh, honourable mention. Honourable mention. Sorry, quickly before we go. Sorry.
gone delusional.
Grimsby.
Grimsby.
No.
Grimsby.
I refute
Fuck
that.
up.
You were
That's
on-
not allowed.
You
Edit
came
it
up-
out.
Oh no, honourable mention. Midnight Special.
Yeah, here. Midnight Special was my number
Yeah.
16.
Get to fuck.
You didn't like that film?
You remember it was
Oh yeah.
shit.
Great film. I rewatched it. Really good film.
Ewan's out of here.
What was I going to say?
It's been
Fuck, I had
Chris
something.
Moffat, Leanne McMaster,
No, Chris
Ewan Ferguson, and Aaron Dockard. Thanks
Something
for
about you.
coming. We'll talk to you later.
Wait, no, hang on.
Howdy.
This is not your podcast. If anyone's
It's not
It's
yours.
mine.
then combined.
What did you just say? Slacking its command.
I'm one with the force is with me. I'm one with the force is with me. Can't remember. Until next time, my name's been.
Everyone's getting up. I'm just like, wait.
Until next time, I've been Chris Moffat. That's been Leanne, Ewan, and Aaron. Thanks for joining us again, Aaron.
Bye. I'll see you later.
Thanks for joining
Bye,
us again,
guys.
Ewan. Thanks for joining us again, Leanne.
Mwah.
Until next time, stay safe and remember, this is the good bit. Recognize.